Hey there everybody, welcome back. We're doing a little bit of farm sim once again, guys, as you can see. How are you all doing? Hey Vortex, everyone else out there? Oh man, it is Wednesday once again. Fun and games, guys, fun and games. Okay, sorry, yeah, I just went quiet there for just a sec. I wanted to check my sound settings were coming through. Um, Obviously I had a Windows update, and that sort of threw a few things out on my sounds, so I'm keeping a close eye on them at the minute. Obviously my microphone sounds okay on my phone. The game sounds a little bit low, but I can up that in a moment. I'll just get this turned around. How you doing there, Kilroy? There we go. Let's just tweak that up a little bit more. It's around about 40, that's around about right, I think. There you go. I don't want it to be overpowering. That's the only problem with some of these games that do become a little bit loud at times. But yeah, hopefully you guys all had a great last couple of days. Obviously I know Dave went live yesterday, doing some Marcus Ended for quite a long time. I know Mr. Darius Frost playing it a lot at the minute, but yeah, it seems like I'm the only one really focused on the farm sim. So and Mr. Reaper as well is out there doing some farm sim on the weekends and such when he's not working. So yeah, it's kind of limited on information coming out to you guys, but obviously I am going to be carrying on with my farming during these streams. I may once in a while do something else, but apart from that, it's focused on the farming. So since last stream, which was on Monday, while he's sort of halfway down, I'll have to save it. I did go through and I've got the bogs now harvested, so the rice, the cranberry are now done for this year. Um, the no, they are apples. Was it the oranges, orchards? They got harvested as well yesterday. And obviously I've jumped through now, and I can actually show. Obviously these are all aging. Obviously these started out at 22 months. The same with these guys. Obviously these have now gone up a month. So yeah. So if you do find you have an issue with the aging, just sell those ones that are having the issue. Save, reload your save game, and then just buy some new ones. It works out perfectly. Even my dogs are now aging as well. They're up to a month. The cat's up to 9. So yeah, definitely good. So I need to keep an eye on them. Some of those youngsters are starting to get a little bit low, but should be fine for now. And how you doing there, Rusty Nail? But yeah, so like I said, got this done and dusted. Took a little while. I do have to get in up here, which I'm going to be doing shortly. And obviously that is my sugarcane field, and it's going to be a right nightmare. I've got the equipment there ready, but obviously I do have the orchards to get sorted out, as well as pruning my grapes at some point. So yeah, kind of busy. I also have my cotton field I need to get down here and harvested, but yeah, it's going to be fun and games. Hey, Ghost DK, how's it going, bud? Evening to you too. Oh, yeah, so in a minute I'm just going to chill out, relax, and just play the game. But like as always, guys, if any of you have any questions or you have any issues, do let me know, and we'll try and get it answered for you. Right, so I think what I'll do, yeah, so what I'm actually working on now is field 46, as you've seen there. I'm actually just extending out. What I might do a little bit later is taking it up closer to the road at the top here and maybe bring it out a little bit. But yeah, just to make it a little bit bigger. At some point I do want to try and get into this forest area, maybe clear some trees and expand field 53, maybe even combine it all into one, I don't know yet. But yeah, I want to extend this out as well. That is my future plan. But as you can see, there's a heck of a lot of trees there that I do need to clear at some point. While I think about it, Ghost DK, have you done a update to your menu mod yet, or recently? Obviously, I haven't been over to your Trello in a while, so I don't know if it's had an update in the last couple of weeks. I've been slipping a bit, shall we say. Right, let's do along this bottom here. And we'll spin you around. There we go. And we'll centralize that a bit. And how you doing, Guy? Yeah, I think that'll be fine there, hopefully. Nope, just slightly back a bit. Just fine tweaking, just fine tweaking. There we go. Hopefully about... oh, wrong way. There, maybe? Yep, there we go. That should be fine. Obviously, one other thing I did do as well, I did get field 36 planted with mustard before the end of October, so that helped. Obviously, that could then go straight into the Heinz factory to make some mustard, so that's kind of cool. Right then, so Billy, the small storage you use for straw and hay, what one is that? Because I'm not seeing it in the pack. It's, yeah, it should be in there. So if we come into construction, PV mods, under storage, and I believe it's somewhere near. I really need to go through and sort out these images, but yes, that one right there. So it's a small shed storage, second from the end if you've got the current version. And yeah, it just has a little pipe on the side there. Obviously, it won't spawn bales because that needs extra scripting to do that, unfortunately. But you can still take out products in a loose form. But yeah, it's right there. Yeah, what I think I'm going to do is I need to do another update actually to at least this woodworked one. I noticed I forgot to add barrels into it, so I don't have that one. I think I need to update them. Yeah. What you could do is wait till... well, you can grab it now if you wanted to. Obviously, what I'll do after later on is I will actually be editing the woodworks to add in barrels. Because I totally forgot to add that in. I forgot it was actually a DLC product that we're using now rather than the barrel factory. So that needs to be added in. But yeah, I think what I'll do as well is I'll go through all these images and make sure that each one has its own specific icon. So for example, I'll probably leave that one as it is and maybe just have general on there, for example. Then obviously I'll put bread on there, cereal, and so on, so they're matching with it, so you don't have to keep clicking on each. One thing I did want to do is an update to this. I'm kind of considering adding a pipe onto the side of this, in the same way that straw one does as well for the bales and all that. So you can actually take the animal feed out in bulk rather than spawning the pallets. I'm thinking of doing that with this one. Obviously, I've got a full storage, and it's pain in the butt having to have 100 pallets spawning out. It's a pain. So yeah, I think I'm going to be updating that as well later on. It should be a quick and easy edit to that and add on. So I'll just add bulk pipe. I don't know what that means, but yeah, you can obviously everything is up there anyway on the currently all the way up to the woodworks, which was added last time. So it's lots of little tweaks here and there, and yeah, so that's probably what I'm going to be doing next with that little pack. So yeah, if you haven't got all of those, make sure you go over to my Trello and get the update. Obviously, !Trello should give you the link, guys, to that. And how you doing there, Pompies? Right, I can get rid of my earbud for the minute. Obviously, no one's in Discord with me to chat to, so I can't check the settings on there to make sure it's fine. I'm hoping it is. It's a pain. No, not recently, but I'm working on a mod right now. Okay, Ghost TK, cool. But yeah, whenever you have an update, please let us know so we can all get it updated, because it is a great mod and very, very helpful for those guys just coming in. How you doing there, Pompies and Oppies? Actually, while I think about it, I haven't checked my Discord settings. It should be fine because I was in chat with them last night. So yeah, that should be okay. Yeah, obviously I was in with Mr. NBC Master Dad last night doing a little bit of fishing for about a half hour or so. Yeah, kind of enjoyed it. Made a nice break from sturgeon fishing, that's for sure.
Billy is a nuisance. He will be gone in 2 weeks. I apologize for this inconvenience.
I love that walk on. Hey, Bodine. Yeah, well, okay, thank you, Ghost. Much appreciated. What mod is that? Which mod, Mr. Rusty Nail? And how you doing as well, guys? Bodine, welcome in. Yeah, I actually been doing a little bit of fishing whilst farming over the last couple of days. It's kind of nice having multiple monitors. You can have a stream up on one, farm sim on another, fishing on another. And obviously doing fields like this where you're just going up and down, it's really repetitive. You can actually jump off, do a bit of fishing at the same time, and then jump back when you need to. So it's the menu mod. So if you haven't got it, I think I've got the link here somewhere. Let me grab it from Mr. Ghost DK's Trello. Copy that. I'll pop it in this. So this is Ghost DK's Trello. Now, obviously, the mod I'm on about is obviously in the help section in here. What he's actually currently doing is creating a kind of a help section for anybody kind of new to the map, really. And obviously, as you can see right here, it's a PV Canyon Crossing help section. So obviously, if you're a little bit unsure about certain things, this is kind of aimed to help you guys out. So first of all, it gives you a rough description about the map and stuff like that. It's on there. Obviously, you do have a map overview. Obviously, that is the crop menu itself, and then obviously you got your plot menu as well. So if, say, for instance, you're unsure where a particular plot is when somebody says it, you could come into here or obviously the main menu and see it that way. But obviously this is taking a screenshot of the starter farm. I'd imagine it's the very first option when you go to choose your starter maps, because obviously you do have field plots 1 and 3 there, which is the main central farm. Obviously, going on from there is telling you a little bit about the different categories within the build menu there. So very helpful. And obviously, here's actually breaking it down a little bit further. So you got your mining products, your productions, your factories, and so on and so forth. Very helpful, actually. Going on from there, obviously, he's showing you how to actually find these mods in the menu. So obviously, you do have like your tier 1 through 4 productions, your housing, your power, and everything is shown here. Obviously, it is covering all the things about the packaging, the electric, the labor, and where you can get certain stuff. Obviously, this is still in development, so not all the information has been added yet, but it is worth getting it. Just have a look at how much work he's already put into this. Obviously, he's then broken it down into like your tier 1 factories or productions, but into individual kind of lists. So you got your agro, your animals, your mining, your productions, your small farms sort of stuff, so like your greenhouses and such, and then just a little bit of everything. And obviously here's adding in all of these spreadsheets as well to show what crop goes into where, or in orchard products, mining materials, you name it, everything is being added in along the side. Obviously, you do need a little bit good eyesight for this to see some of it, but yeah, everything is pretty much listed there, and obviously all your tier 1 factories are listed along the top. So going on, obviously he's done the same for your tier 2 stuff, your tier 3 and your tier 4, which is really helpful. Obviously, these are still being worked on, I'm guessing, and coming soon. So, because there's not much on the tier 4 stuff yet. Also, he's added in a little thing for your sell points. So, all your products, or most of your products, are on one side, and where they can be sold is going along the top. So, you can get an idea of where things are being sold. Also, if you've got your time stocks check mod, obviously that shows it exactly. So for instance, right now I'm looking at eggs. which can be sold in November, and I can go to the fast food restaurant. Now, one thing with this as well, what you can do, if you click on the show locations, it will show where they are. So currently I've got a 45, 46, 47 pallets in storage, Barrow Logistics. But yeah, you can also click on all sell points as well, basically, and that will show you where the best prices are and where you can go. So currently, yeah, so obviously fast food restaurant is the best value to go to. Obviously Aldi is then the second. Obviously if you're just stuck to the central area, you could probably just go with Walmart or Johnson's Farm Market. Aldi's a little bit further away, so but yeah, it's very very helpful. But yeah, just going back to this, obviously everything else is there. Obviously you got your power. Obviously it shows you what you need product wise and where it's coming out of, for example. So like the bioheating plant. Obviously there is one of these built into the map already. Obviously it takes your straw, your hay, all your bits and pieces to make electricity. Obviously, as you can see right here, it does state electricity, and it's like going to be outputting 3,200 liters of electricity an hour, which isn't bad. Obviously, you can put your shells in, your straw, your wood, and your wood chips into that to make your electricity, which is kind of cool. But each one is basically separated to just make it a little bit easier to understand. Obviously, the smallest one being obviously the small solar panel there, which is 1 unit of or 1 liter of power or electricity. I keep calling it power, but electricity an hour. Going on from that, obviously you've got your housing, and obviously this is going to cover your apartment blocks that are with the map. Obviously anything that anybody else has done. So, for example, the Green Thumb Farmer apartment blocks, they will not show on this yet unless it gets added. It's a possibility. Obviously, it's going to show you what it needs. So, obviously, electricity, cat morale, dog support. Obviously, the cat morale and dog support come from Tashi Cat's Rescue. Obviously, you do have to grow up your dogs and cats, take them to Tashi Cat's Rescue, and then they then get distributed to the houses as cat morale and dog support, which then allows you more support and morale for your factories to run. So, but also in addition to that, obviously you get your labour out of it, you get your trash, and obviously your morale and support there. And it just gives you a breakdown of how much you're actually going to be getting on the output side of that. In addition, he has obviously added in the production chains, which are base game staff. If you wanted to just use those factories, you're more than welcome to. Obviously, Dave did go through, created the extended versions that allow you to use other products in those factories. That's obviously the tier 2 stuff. And produce other products out of them. And then obviously he has added in obviously the production chains as well for the Platinum DLC. So it's kind of cool. Seems like you got the first version of the mod there, really. Okay. I did wonder actually, but yeah, I really haven't been paying attention to updates and stuff. So yeah, but yeah, this is basically the mod I was on about there, Rusty Nail, and anybody interested, it is on Ghost DK's Trello board right now. It has been updated since this version, so go over, get that. Actually, I'm going to click on that and I'm going to show you just exactly what to do if you're not sure about it. So obviously this is Ghost DK's Trello himself. Obviously he has got links to all of us SGA members as well. But obviously this is what I'm on about. So if we click onto that, the little question mark, might be nice maybe eventually just have a decent little picture there. Just to give you an idea, but yeah. And then all I need to do is then click on the zip. Obviously that's just going to download direct. There we go. And that is now downloaded, ready for me to put in my mod folder when I get around to it. So yeah. But let me come over here. But obviously, yeah, you can click straight back to the Sim Game Alliance mods Trello, where you can find loads of different people. Obviously, you got Mr. Green Thumb Farmers there. Just click on that and that. Obviously, like I mentioned before, it is now being released, guys. The Green Thumb Farmer manufacturing building is out, ready for all you guys. Obviously, I have got products in there. It is started to build. I need to actually check on mine, and Actually, I can jump over there because I did place it down the other day. I did show that off. Just out of curiosity, I wonder how it's getting on. The only, actually, I wish he was. I'm not sure if he's even around yet. But one thing that would be quite nice is maybe moving the teleport spot, because it's right in the center. Maybe move it to where the um, build trigger is would be easier for that. But yeah, mine is slowly getting there. Obviously got the base there. Obviously some of the parts of the building are coming in. So yeah, and yes, it is a buildable factory. Obviously this one will do all of the Platinum DLC products. So, and hopefully actually output it a little bit faster. So rather than having all of those little ones like I've got in the distance there on the right hand side there by the woods, rather than having all those individual ones running really slowly, just sort of pumping through, you can actually have it all being produced in one factory. So yeah, go grab that, guys. And obviously it is a big old building, and it is going to be under the PV mod stuff. Your tier 4, and obviously you will need to scroll through to find it. So there it is right there. So that's roughly what it's going to look like once that is built. Obviously if I come here, I don't know if I can actually overlap it, but yeah, that is roughly what it's going to look like. Obviously I did show it off the other day when he posted it to the SGA guy, so it is wonderful. Obviously he's built a lot of it by hand, so it's really kind of cool in Blender. Obviously he's taken some models that he owned and implemented them as well. And Grits Fan 101 raiding with a party of one, thank you very much, sir. So yeah, definitely get in there. And obviously, as you can see in the bottom right corner there, it's using some of the products that are already on this map to not only build it, but actually go into the productions. So things like metal are being used to create some of the products as well, and other things that are in the map, which is really kind of cool. Pipes, stuff like that. So yeah, definitely well worth getting it and giving it a try. Obviously there is multiple bays for spawning the pallet, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that actually being built and actually using it. There's a little bit of flicker in there. I'm not sure if it's just my graphics or the occlusion culling isn't quite right. Let's have a look. But yeah, that looks like I've got something in there already. That's weird. Some glass or something. Very strange, but yeah. Hopefully within, well, probably December, maybe January, that should be built. So yeah, and it just squeezed in there. Obviously my plan is, like I said the other day, is to create a proper road here and basically have it coming in one side and then out the other. And obviously that is what I'm going to be using from now on when I need to get past, or actually just go up and around. Actually I should get over to the farms one. But yeah, how was your stream there, Mr. Grits fan? And let's give you a quick shout out. Obviously, he was playing a bit of Farm Sim 22, according to that. I thought you were doing some ATS actually. Very, very interesting. Unless you didn't change it over. But yes, I need to get this field finished off. So yeah, it does need a heck of a big area. So I will say that. I just need to make some cash to build it. Just spent a bunch putting for orchard design. Alright, yeah. Yeah, obviously I was quite lucky. I had quite a good set, I think it was a month of selling. And obviously I got enough to cover the 4.5 million that is going to put, you're going to need to put it down. So yeah, obviously I had that plot already, so I thought, why not? Also, I did spin it around, so it's going to look backwards. That's the only problem, but it's fine. It will be fine. I'm sure. Right, so I think that'd be fine. So yeah, what I'm just going to do quickly is carry on, just extending this field a little bit. I'll do the rest off stream, and yeah. Oh, I'll get a hired helper to do the rest of the field in a minute. There we go. That's cool. Right then, so Mr. Grits. Oh yeah, sorry. But obviously, if you don't follow Mr. Grits fan, click on the link, give him a follow, guys, for sure. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, by the way. Not too bad. Kinda. What's the best word? Worried, I suppose, for the next couple of days. Also, we have a storm system coming into the UK. The actual local council have shut down certain areas within the city that I live, and also the schools are shutting down for at least tomorrow, possibly Friday as well. So yeah, it's not going to be a nice one. But yeah, if any of you guys are in the UK, make sure that you do stay safe over the next few days while this storm is hitting us. It's going to be a nightmare, that's for sure. Yep, I went back to farming. Okay, fair enough. I put mine over by field 28, and it fits really good there. Field 28, field 28. That's over here. Alright, so you're over in this area here, yeah, okay. Oh yeah, because you've got that nice big area here, actually, haven't you? Which is all grass currently. That is a nice spot, actually. Hmm. Dang, I wish I put it there. But yeah. Only kidding. But yeah. But yeah, to be honest, most of my old drive routes come up and around that way anyway, so I'll probably end up just driving up and around that way anyway, so it's no big deal. Obviously I can access it both sides, and yeah, it'll be fine. But one thing I do need to do, I'd noticed earlier, I really need to get into doing some forestry soon. Both of my sawmills are currently shut down because they've got no wood. So I'm thinking over the next few days, I want to try and clear a lot of these trees in this corner so I can extend that field at the bottom, and obviously all those logs can then go into the sawmill to get that back up and running. But yeah, thank you very much there, Mr. Grits fan. We'll be fine. Obviously, we are 9 floors up, and I can't imagine it being much worse than back in the 80s when we got hit by a big storm then. And to be honest, like I've mentioned once or twice before, I actually slept through that one. So for the most part, I'm going to sleep through this one as well, I think. Actually, one thing I do need to do, and I think I may have buggered it up, but my grapes need to get the foliage removed. So I need to get in there before the end of November, which is today. Yeah, otherwise they're going to start withering and stuff, and that could cause a problem next year. I may end up replanting them. I'm not sure yet, but that's something I do need to get on and do at some point. But yeah, at least today I'm going to be focusing on this. I want to get in and start doing some of the sugarcane that is now ready, so I need to get that sorted out as well. So it's very, very busy, and I'm almost debating whether to drop it down to like half-time speed or even 0, depending on how much I can get done in the next few hours within the game. Obviously, I don't really want to do farming too much in the dark, but that's something else as well, guys. It is the 1st of November after all, so obviously for those in the UK, we've got Guy Fawkes coming up. I hope you guys had a great Halloween as well, those who celebrated it. My daughter obviously went out yesterday with some of her friends trick-or-treating, and kind of shocked their mum, actually. Obviously, she actually spent a lot of the time with their dog, but what's kind of funny, obviously, she didn't get many sweets, and obviously later on, the kids actually felt kind of a bit sorry for her, because obviously she was constantly with the dog, not getting any sweets, doing the trick-or-treating and stuff. And they actually asked her if she wanted any, and it was quite funny. She says, "No thanks, I don't really like sweets." It's really kind of funny. It's a kid who doesn't like sweets, and to be honest, she's been the same all of her life. But yeah, but she ended up coming home with some sweets for us anyway. But she did gorge on a lot of chocolates. Give her biscuits, give her chocolates, and she is happy as a pig in poop. But yeah. First snow flurries of this season there last night for Mr. Bodine. Holy heck. Oh, yeah. Oh, what was it? What was it? The other day, on Facebook, one of my cousins who lives in North Dakota, I think I mentioned it the other day actually had some snow. Obviously, they've only literally been there I think maybe a few weeks, maybe a month or two. And obviously they got their Halloween decorations out already, put down, and they'd actually featured in like the local papers because of obviously the decorations. But what's funny is literally they posted I think it was either Saturday or Sunday afternoon, and the whole place had been covered with snow. It's like, oh my goodness, all those decorations. So yeah, it kind of makes me jealous. I want to come over to America where they actually get some proper snow. But yeah, right, so that should be fine. I can get the hard helper to carry on with the rest of that field. So, oops, wrong one. Alt C, because I turned my grind steering off, and hired helper is going, so that's kind of good. Obviously, at some point, I do need to get in and obviously cut my alfalfa field for the third time. But right now, oh my goodness gracious me, I've got this to sort out. Obviously, this is my little sugarcane field on the side of the pond up here. At some point, I do have a plan for this pond, and I want to actually plough up some of it. Yeah, you heard it. I want to plough up some of the pond for the simple fact Mr. Dajna actually mentioned, and if you missed it, around these ponds, or within these ponds, there's also the same soil type needed to grow your rice and cranberries. So obviously I've got quite a large pond right here. So what I can actually do is come through, plough part of it up. So what I'll probably do is just bring in a little bit from the edge and create a new field here. Obviously one thing I am going to have to make sure that I don't do, let me go into flight mode a sec. Turn that on and we'll just turn speed on. Obviously one thing I do need to make sure that I don't do is plough up this area right here. So what I'll probably end up doing is bring it all the way up and around, and then bring it around here, sort of thing. Just leave this little corner and then create a field out of the rest of it. And that is one of my things on my list I want to get done soon. Obviously before planting season kicks in again for the rice and the cranberries. The main one I want to get in is the cranberries because they don't seem to get too much off that last one. Oh, wrong menu. I want this one. So yeah, definitely want to get more cranberries growing, and might just alternate them each year. So cranberries one, rice the next, and do it that way. Obviously, that's the only pond that I currently own. So yeah, right there we go. Right, so I took my granddaughter around. Oh, did she get plenty of sweets or candies? I think you guys call them, isn't it? Over in America. Hopefully, she got plenty from everyone out there. They're really actually quite kind. I actually felt kind of sorry for the kids this year because obviously yesterday it was tipping it down, and obviously they were going out and getting it. So yeah, trick or treating in the rain is not a nice thing. And obviously, as you can see, I am using my root crop harvester for this. Now, the only thing I did notice, and it's been bugging me for quite a while, is obviously the texture on the sugarcane when it comes into this. It doesn't seem to match most things, but I did notice that I think it was one of the last harvesters. It just seems to be one of those things, unfortunately. I've tried it with different harvesters and it still only comes through as white, so it is what it is. Right, let's see, let's get this set up. There we go. Okay, so I've got to be going off slightly. I'll centralize that, that's fine. Right, okay, I'm working on trees on 15. to go to it, me to put in the Green Thumb Farmers manufactured. All right, yeah, okay, cool. Very, very cool. It's nice that some people have actually got it up, built and up and running. That's kind of cool. But yeah, I like it. So yeah, what you're going to do is create a bit of a straightway, I think, for this guy to turn around. Obviously, I'll come through and get these other bits on with a separate harvester, and he can just carry on going up and down, up and down, up and down. Now, the only thing I do to find with a hired helper is a bit of a pain, is where it finishes unloading the pipe on the side, lowers down, and yeah, it kind of gets caught in trailers. That's the only downside, I think, to these little harvesters, but it is what it is. So she should get you're brave using that equipment. I have a modded forage harvester header, lol. Yeah. Obviously, I created it. I'm going to use it. Yep, I do know there's actually BDB SSB has been working on a forage harvester that will harvest cotton, which is kind of an interesting idea. Obviously, he's been streaming that recently. So, obviously, if you haven't seen BDB SSB, check him out on Twitch when he does go live. Obviously, he is a big modder within Farm Sim. Obviously, he does upload his videos to YouTube as well. So, if you're interested in learning a little bit of modding, definitely check his streams and videos out. But yeah, it kind of gave me a similar idea. Obviously, in 19, I had basically a combine harvester that would harvest cotton and loose, and it kind of almost gave me the idea of maybe doing it again. But it's also trying to figure out what header to use. Probably go with like something like a grain header, not grain header, the corn header. Be right back. All right, buddy. So it's BDB SSB, Mr. Rusty Nail. And obviously he has actually quite a few mods that I know Viking Streaming uses it. There's a what is it? Was it a stone picker that Viking uses? That's by him. Actually, the mowers that I've got myself on here, that's the ones that he converted. So yeah, BDB SSB. Right. But yeah, I do like to torture myself a little bit with some of these smaller equipment. Obviously, one thing I do have is slightly larger capacities, but I like it. Right then. Let's see. Try to figure out where would be the best way to get him going. Obviously, one of the big issues is going to be obviously when he gets to this end. Let's get that little bit of mist there. Actually, I have interest. I'm sure I've got the jacktoe harvester in here as well. That might be work. Might work. But yeah, I know that there's also some people using Aussie Kanga's Trello. Not his triple wide, should say, harvester. Obviously, it's a bit of a beast, but yeah, I like punishment. But yeah, you can find it on farmerboysmodding.com. Yes, Mr. Bodine, you certainly can. That's all of his mods. Actually, while I think about it, let me YouTube. Let's find BDBSSB right there. And so this is his YouTube. I'll give him a shout out as well. BDBSSB on Twitch if it's going to work. It doesn't look like it's going to work. Are you turned on or not? Climb up. Hello. I'm pretty sure that's what it is on Twitch. Hang on a sec. Oh, there it is. It's a little bit delayed, but there we go. Yeah, so obviously the first link there is to his YouTube. The second one is to his Twitch, so you can actually catch him when he does go live. And for anybody interested in his mods, I'll copy that because he is a great modder. There is farmerboysmodding.com. Obviously, make sure that you do click the 22 ones, not the 19. Obviously, if you're playing 22, you could do 19 instead. So let me sort my door. That's gone. There we go. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. So there you go. So yeah, there we go. Billy want it. Billy, won't it be sent to us? Roper, my Winston. What? Well, I think about it as well. I don't know to be honest if what Winston has these days. Where was it? Where was it? Where was it? Was it Beat? Now, obviously, I've edited that one. Yeah, so our roper doesn't do it. So I was just thinking, obviously, in the pack there is the roper tiger there, but obviously that doesn't do the sugarcane. Does everything else, but let's go there. But yeah, obviously Winston, I guess, has root crop harvester out there as well. Maybe check that out. Obviously, you can access that through the SGA Trello. And yeah, obviously going back on Mr. BDB SSB, he did help me out a lot when I first started modding, which is a great help. Him and a few other people definitely were helping me out, figure things out. Obviously at the time I was on a laptop, so I couldn't really do too much regarding the i3D stuff, but they gave me ideas on how to work around those, which was really kind of nice. And a lot of the XML stuff was, yeah, definitely thanks to them. So, that's kind of how I got into modding, all because of him. So yeah, the Forage Harvester header is on the in-game mod hub, and we'll do sugarcane. Okay, good to know. Very good to know. But yeah, I do have a edited version of the Jacto as well. Harvester. This is going to be a bit of an interesting little turnaround. I don't recommend doing this normally, but obviously, oh well. There we go. Don't worry, before you even say anything, I will come back in a minute and tidy that up. But you don't have to be sorry there, Mr. Grits fan, that's fine. Yeah, obviously, if Winston has one, then definitely go out and check it out. One thing it's not that I dislike a lot of his mods, I just feel that their capacities are far too high. Obviously, if in 19 I would have said, yeah, okay, give me, but as time's progressed on, I do feel like having a 1,000,000,000,000 litre capacity on a bucket or something like that is a little bit over the top. Even for me, to be honest, and that's saying something. Also, I think most of the stuff that I've actually got is set to around about 250, 200, yeah, 250 litres capacity. There's not much else actually on here that is higher capacity than that. So, but yeah, I've kind of centralized them capacity-wise to be more in line with like the stuff that Hispano Modding put out capacity-wise, and obviously 82 Studios with that unrealistic capacity that they added. Alright, so let's get that lined up. That should be okay for now. So that's cool. Right, just out of interest, do I still have that Jackdaw Harvester sugarcane? I don't own it, but as you can see, I did edit it to 2.5. It is a little bit bigger than the one that I've currently got. I don't know. Try to see that says 3 meters. So I have interest. What are these? There's 3 meters as well. So yeah, it's no different to that really. So he can carry on doing that for now. So yeah. David's starting to rub off on me. I know it's terrible, Bodine. It really, really is terrible. uh, to be honest, I think 250 is a decent size capacity. One thing I do still want to do, I don't know if Dave's out there lurking, but I do want to make a edited version of the cotton harvester, the one that does the lavender and everything, with a bigger bale capacity. Actually, thinking about it, bale capacity, bales. I need to get this guy going. Yeah, so this thing here, obviously this one will do the lavender and the tobacco. I want to be able to do one that's a little bit bigger, should we say? I know it's good in a 1,000,000 litre capacity. That's about the only thing that is huge on the capacity there, Grits fan. But yeah, I want to take an edit of this and yeah, see if I can work on how to get it maybe up to, I don't know, 50,000 capacity. I think that would be quite a nice size bale on this map anyway. One thing I do want to try and figure out as well is how to lower the amount needed to eject the bale as well. That is something that I do want to figure out. Obviously, at the minute it's kind of a pain because I've actually got one on the main farm with tobacco in it. It's got a tobacco bale in it. It's currently 68% full, and who wants to bet this is going to make me a liar? But it won't allow me to unload it. Oh look, it's actually showing that it's allowing me to now. That is weird. What the heck? When I harvested this tobacco the last time, it wouldn't allow me to unload it. Kinheck. Freaking. Dang it. But yeah, I want to see if I can get a lower capacity set to that anyway. Let me bring this over here a sec. That'll do. Isn't that really, really weird? You're lurking and stomach is killing me, so I'm not sure. Okay, Mr. Dave. Hopefully you feel better, sir, soon. But yeah, just take it nice and easy. Drink lots of water. That might help as well. Dang, that is really weird how I wouldn't allow that to unload previously, and now it does. Go figure. I have no idea. No idea at all. But yes. Anyway, where are we? So in 2015, Billy will be down to base game fill. I'm not sure I'll be right down to base game stuff. To be honest, there, Mr. Bodine. I still like a little bit of speed, a little bit of bigger work widths and stuff on certain things. So yeah, we'll see. Okay. So he's going. Actually, I still need to check on my little saplings. I keep forgetting to come over here and have a look. I'm hoping I haven't nerfed them or anything, because these things are just not growing at all. Obviously, where I've planted or placed a lot of extra trees, I'm hoping that's not going to nerf these from growing. I'll just have to wait and see. I hope not. If not, I'm going to have to try and figure out how to remove them. Then again, if they don't grow, what I could always do is just place a tree over the top of them. That's an option. And do it that way. So, anyway. But yeah. I was lurking in, obviously, Darius' stream earlier and did hear that you weren't feeling so great. But if you are not follow Mr. Dashnet, guys, I know most of you are, but make sure that you click on that link and give him a follow and catch him when he does go next live. Maybe not today, Obviously, he's not feeling the greatest, but you never know. Obviously, he was playing a bit of Ark, like I mentioned, but yeah. I think today is usually multiplayer, so you never know. You might, if he does go live, you might be able to join in, depending on what he's playing. Obviously, he's currently got Ark on the go, on a server where possibly some of you guys might be able to join in if you've got the game already. You may even do a bit of Fishing Planet, get some of those competitions going with you guys, like Mr. NBC Master Daddy yesterday. Actually, I should give him a shout out as well as I keep talking about him. So NBC Master Dad. It's kind of nice, obviously, with Big Daddy as well. Obviously, he is obviously our contact within Fishing Planet, and he gives out a lot of information, helps out a lot of people in Discord, set up rigs and stuff like that. It's kind of nice. He was in Ark all day yesterday. Yeah, I know. I was sort of in and out for the obviously trick or treating and such with the daughter and that. So yeah, definitely. But yeah, go over and catch him if you're not following him already. Give him a follow, guys. Right, you're done. You're done. You're being worked on. So he's being worked on. So I hope this is not going to be buggered. Obviously, it's currently showing that it's withered, is it? Or is that ploughed? Always get a save game. Oh, it's a save. Did you see what I asked? How do you move your hand? I sort of just move it around? What do you mean by moving the hand? Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by how do I move my hand? What hand? I haven't got a hand. I'm handless. Oh. Um. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean there, buddy. Right, he's getting full, so let's get him emptied out. So let's jump over here a sec quickly and get that unloaded. See, what I could technically do is use auto drive actually for this to unload. But yeah, like I was saying, um, when he unloads with that harvester, obviously the pipe comes back down and kind of gets hooked inside the trailer. Kind of annoying. When you pick up things, oh, I just used my mouse. I'll grab a pallet in a minute and show you. One moment. Let's get this guy unloaded first. Use the page up and page down guy to read the log, to go through that. Right. Right, yeah, so if you obviously hit the tilde key, get your log come up, obviously press the page up and then page down to scroll through it. How you doing there, K-Dub? That's literally all you have to do. Is basically you zoom in and zoom out as well for anyone interested. The only ones you didn't try, yeah. It's always the same. No worries, bud, no worries. Right, there we go. Right, what is that, about 20? Let's up you. I think that's around about 20, is it? Yeah. Now, one really cool thing as well, if you've got guidance steering or VCA and you're unloading, what you can do is set up a little temporary guideline and just let it go. It's great fun. Right, but yeah, I'll get back to you, Mr. Grits fan, in just a second once this is unloaded. And I will show you. possibly that is... Yeah, no, because it's weird that. It is very, very weird. Obviously the pipe on there coming out is fine, but there's no texture on the belt coming in. Freaking weird. I just do not get some of these modding things. Right, there we go, that should be fine. He can carry on. Let's turn that off now. But yeah, I'm still kind of curious what I want to do with that grass area over there as well. Obviously it's very lumpy. And obviously to landscape that is kind of hard really. But yeah. Now the only thing I don't know is how far out that's going to need to come. We'll see. But yeah, I think what I'll do is create that little pond in there and get it going. But yeah, all these trees I've added in recently, so I'm hoping that hasn't nerfed growing any further trees on the map. It might be, I don't know, we'll see. Obviously, if it hasn't started growing in January, I think would be probably the best one. I may have to just remove them. But it's weird because I obviously planted the birches and obviously some other spruces down the main drive there. Obviously the left side and part of the right side all grew. It's just those last ones don't seem to want to grow quite yet. But we'll take it through another few months and see. But I may end up just removing them somehow and placing some down. So yeah. Right, so let's get this into storage first of all. I got a feeling I'm going to be very busy doing this, going back and forth, back and forth. Right. Yeah, I don't see what Mr. Reaper was on about. Interesting. So, something Mr. Reaper mentioned the other day is about obviously birch trees giving off like a tracing effect on certain streams, which is why he doesn't place any down. If I remember, it's the end one there. On his farm, or that many. So obviously I was just looking at my OBS there, where my stream is up, and yeah, I couldn't see any tracing. I get occasionally in the game, depending on the season. And how are you doing there, Mamadou? And how are you getting on with your second bridge? Is it built yet? And obviously, if you guys haven't checked out Mamadou, there is her link. Give her a follow. She is a lovely lady. She's actually playing on PV Canyon Crossing at the minute. She's currently doing her second bridge, which is amazing. I love it. Definitely go over and check her out when she does go live next. And obviously, say hello and chat to her. Same with Mr. Grits fan and not anybody else. Right, so let me get this going there first of all, and we'll jump back to that. So let's see. So you mentioned about picking things up, Mr. Grits fans, moving them around. Right, obviously I've got nothing here. I can use this with the honey. So obviously one thing I do have enabled is obviously the super strength in the easy dev tool. That's the first thing you need to be able to do. Is then obviously go over to your palette, just left mouse button to pick it up. And then what I use is the scroll mouse or scroll wheel. Press that down, and what you can do is then just move left and right, up and down, and that will move your palette around. Then obviously when you finish moving it around, just release that scroll wheel, and then you can go back to just moving your own hand around itself. So that is literally all you do. And obviously if anybody was interested in knowing that, you now know as well. So yeah, there we go. Let's get this lot cleared while we're here. So that once again, so pick it up, I'll pick up your palette. Obviously press and hold, obviously that scroll wheel, and then just left and right, obviously to move it around, up and down, or wherever. You can literally spin it in every direction you want. But yeah, you're very, very welcome there, Grits fan. It's one of those things you sort of just do naturally after you've been doing it a while. it's like, oh, how did you do this? Well, oh. So you have to literally go over and think, right, okay, hang on, what do I actually do? Oh, a little bit of a lag there. There we go. And obviously, yeah, you're very, very welcome there. And Miss Sim Sits, I think that is. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. How you doing today? Sim Sith. Sit? Ah, right, so that's that. Yeah, so that's that. Right, that's that. Okay, so obviously I do need to keep an eye on him, really. What I could always do is get a second one placed down and go for it. Oh, good, and it's just Miss OK. Well, welcome in. Thank you very much. Cool. Obviously, we are currently playing on PB Canyon Crossing by Mr. Dajnet. Obviously, he's now up there, so I can get on and do this. Obviously, this is a 16x map, which takes production and farming to the next level. So, yeah. What is that I am storing? That is sugarcane, Mr. Rusty Nail. That's basically what this crop is that I'm harvesting right here. So if I jump back here, so yeah, if you haven't seen sugarcane in all its glory, it's just basically one big huge grass. Obviously it can be used to make fuel, for example, or you can actually take it down to make sugar and such. But yeah, that is sugarcane. Obviously it needs to be topped and then harvested. Obviously this is basically what this thing's doing. Obviously the front part there is the topper, which is basically taking the leaves off of the top, and then the plant part that's left over then gets harvested and put into the rear part. Obviously there is machines out there that will do it all in one. Obviously I wanted to go with that. Obviously base game wise in the store, obviously you come under vehicles, you've got sugarcane technology. Obviously you've got the case multi-roll right there you can use. Obviously that is only like a 2 meter wide thing, but you could, if you know a little bit of modding, or you know aim water, Reaper, with a capacity added to it, you could quite easily use that. Obviously on the in-game mod hub, obviously you got the Jacto there. Obviously it's a 3 meter wide and obviously does 2 rows technically, but you can actually get about 3 to 4 rows on that one. Actually, I have done it myself before. In addition, under sugarcane technology, under tools, you also have this harvester here. It's only a single row, but it does the job. Obviously, one thing you can do with that is obviously hook it onto a trailer at the back and just go mental with that. Excuse me, I just burped. But obviously, that does do the topping and the harvesting of each section. Obviously, you do have all these trailers as well. Obviously, you got your planters as well there. Actually, I should have used that. I've got one of them already that I edited with a rather large capacity. But in addition to that, obviously there's tons and tons of mods out there that do allow you to do it different ways. One is with a forage harvester. Obviously, like mentioned previously, there is a header on the in-game mod hub that is designed to just chop and take it all in one go with a forager. Obviously there's the Aussie Kanga's root crop harvester, which is a triple wide header. That will do the same thing, but like 3 times as wide as the base game stuff. But yeah, whatever you prefer. Winston obviously has got one as well. So yeah, there's a few mods out there. Right then. Hey Mr. Matt, how you doing? Can you remind me how to harvest the maple syrup from the trees? I know the trailer, but what side of the tree do you run on? So you need to have the tree on the right hand side of you, Sim Game Matt. So basically, let me come over here. So say for instance, obviously that's my maples right there. Obviously if I had the trailer on the back, I'd need to make sure that it is on the right side of me. So something like that. Obviously I'll be harvesting the ones on the right. So yeah, keep it on the right and you should be good. Obviously, if you're finding you're on the left, yeah, that won't work at all. But yeah, keep it on your right hand side. Obviously, mine are not ready, so I can't really show that. But yeah, same with the trailers as well. Actually, that I might be able to show. And that's the same with the orchard trees as well. Yes. Yep. Dave set it up all to be on the right hand side. No worries. Actually, let me see if I can find my other tractor a sec. Oh man, because I could actually show that. There's that. Oh, that was. Yep. GG. Let's leave you there a sec. Because actually, all of my orchard trees are, or most of my orchard trees are actually ready, so I can show that for. So for any of you guys interested who have not done the orchards yet, obviously these are the ones that are placeable that you can see in the far distance there, going all the way around. Obviously, in the store, under your construction, go to productions and orchards. You've got all these lovely trees along with your grapes, your olives, your hops, your coffee. You've got all of these lovely things. Depending on the month you are currently in, will determine when you can place them down. Let me come. The other thing, it'd be nice if you could back up without having to exit again. Now, to harvest them, obviously, Mr. Dave has added in a new category under tools called orchard equipment. Now, obviously, you've got a few bits and pieces there already for obviously grapes and coffee and your olives. Obviously, you got a little disc harrow there thing and a trailer that hooks up to each other. Obviously, this is for doing your maple syrup, or maple sap, I should say. It's not actually syrup until it goes through the sugar factory. Obviously, it's basically a harvester. Obviously, you can connect it on. You've got to turn it on and then just run down the side of your trees. And then obviously you've got all these other ones for your oranges, your apples, your plums, your all the other orchards. Basically set up the same way, okay? Obviously, they do have color options in there as well. Obviously, I have actually gone through mine and may have tweaked some of the capacities. Let's see. I'm trying to think what we got first of all. Coca, nope. Coconut, nope, because that's later on. Banana might be there. Actually, I should really see what's right at the end, shouldn't I? And I can show this off properly for anybody who hasn't seen it yet. Let's bounce up here. So we've got some pears ready. Okay, cool. Good. That makes life a little bit simpler, hopefully. So in one of these sheds, there is a pear. And I think it's a green colour. Now, obviously, I've already gone through and purchased all of them. I think it's that one, if I remember rightly. Yes, it is. There we go. Obviously, you don't need too big of a vehicle for it, but yeah, obviously I've got the M8 Kubota on this farm. I am considering purchasing one more larger tractor to come over here. I noticed a few times some of these littler, even this tractor struggles with hauling like the grape trailers and such. So I don't know, maybe bring up that Dutz file that I purchased a while ago and bring that up here. So let me open up the F1 menu. Obviously, this works basically the same as a harvester. Obviously, like I did say, the harvesting part is on the right hand side of the trailer. So what you'll need to do is basically draw up next to the tree, hit the B for Bravo key, which will turn it on, and then literally all you have to do is drive up the, well, you're basically on the left hand side of the tree, so the tree is on the right hand side, and as you can see, that just basically harvest those trees as you're going along. And now if you can see, the fruits are being removed from the trees themselves, and obviously that is going to be the same with every orchard tree, including those maples as well. So Very, very cool. This is something I'm going to be probably spending most of the next few days doing. Just to give you an idea. Apart from that very end one, which is the maples, I've got the one next door to me right here, which is apple. What's that? Cherries, should say. Already there. I've also got these pears to do. I've got not the next one because that's the oranges, but then I've got a whole lot the other side of there to do. I think I've got around about 10 rows of each, and I think it's around about 36 trees long. So yeah. So a lot of harvesting, so that's one reason why I just upped that little capacity, but you could do the same actually, to be honest. It's very, very easy. You can find them in the map folder itself. What building is that? Is that the same building that I mentioned the other day, Mr. Rusty Nail? It's actually 3 buildings in one. So you know how I mentioned the other day you asked about the red building down there? Obviously I mentioned how it's 2 buildings in one. Basically put side by side. I've done exactly the same thing with that vehicle building down there and placed 3 side by side. So it's just literally a base game shed. This one right here, the little small garage. Obviously what I did do is I obviously placed down that first one in place and then hit the old V key to override any landscaping, and then I was able to butt up 2 more next to that. And yeah, that makes life a little bit easier. The nice thing is if you really, really wanted to, you could do 2 one way, maybe bring 1 around the other way. Obviously it's going to have a bit of a funny section there, but yeah. Maybe you could use an easy shed or something on the corner there. But yeah, if you actually hit that V key, you can actually bring it in nice and tight next to that building. I've been doing this for quite a while. In 19. And it is a little bit tricky at times just to get the right alignment. So something like that, for example, you quite easily have a nice L-shaped building there. And how is Mr. Matt doing? Did you get that sorted?
Pretty good. Yes, thank you. I remember Dave showed it initially when he released the map and some of the updates, but I'm like, what is it? I knew there were certain things you had to do, so thank you about that.
That's fine, no problem. Anytime, and obviously it's really helpful for obviously everybody out there as well. If they haven't got to the orchards yet, they can give it a go. All right then.
It definitely is.
Right, so I was gonna do this. Obviously, I do need to keep an eye on. Actually, what I could do. Yeah, I'm gonna attempt to get auto drive to actually work with this thing.
Auto
right.
drive.
Yeah.
I've never had luck with it, to be honest. I use Courseplay and that's about it.
Yeah, now I can get it to work. Obviously, the field at the bottom here was sugar beets previously, and I had auto drive set up doing it. But obviously, like I was saying, is with the unload pipe, obviously once it's finished unloading, obviously it automatically drops down and gets hooked inside the trailer. And that's one bit that causes the issue. But I'm going to see if he can behave himself this time. So now, obviously, if you haven't done this before and you've got auto drive, so what you obviously need to do first of all is set up a point to start from. So obviously, I'm just setting it to the field, basically what I named it, so pond side field. Now let me turn that off for just 1 sec. What you will need to do, actually, change this to the combine, and then obviously it's going to be going from whatever field, so it's going to be pond side field, that's what I've named this one, and it's going to the sugar beet, nope, I want to change that to the sugar cane storage right there. So that should be fine that in, then just hit the start button. What you will also need to do with the harvester is change this just to whatever that field name or number is. So under here I've got pond side field. You don't have to do anything else with it, just leave it, and technically when this gets full enough, that auto drive helper that's on the side waiting will actually come over slowly. Actually you can see he's starting to move. He will actually come over once this guy's full and obviously unload. automatically, and then deliver it to the storage. Obviously, what you could do with it, if you had a normal harvester as well, you could do exactly the same thing with anything really, whether it's just a trailer or auger wagon or whatever. So yeah, it does work pretty well. I haven't had too many hiccups. Obviously, it's just the unloading part that does hiccup when it catches. But he can focus on doing that, and I'm going to focus on getting this done quickly. Oh, let's turn that off. Don't want to see all those points showing. Right then, so I get courseplay and auto drive operating together nicely. Yeah. Yep, you can do it that way as well. And right, do I have these set up? I can't remember. Grape foliage remover. Yep, right there. 3 meters, and that's around about right. Oh, got unfilled, both of them. And turn these guys on. I like putting an auger wagon on the tractor and using the course plate to empty the harvester onto the... Yeah, exactly, Vortex. That's pretty much how you can set it up as well. Obviously, having an auger wagon actually going on the field on loading the harvester, and then taking it to a truck with a trailer, semi, and yeah, doing it that way. You could do it as well. Yeah, it's one thing I've never really used much in all of Farm Sim is obviously an auger wagon for unloading harvesters. I just usually take a trailer on there with a truck or a tractor or something and do it that way. Now, obviously, where I'm actually using a lot of these Hispano modern containers now, one thing I have found is the pipe for unloading an auger is a little bit low. So it's kind of why I tend to just stick with like a little trailer like what I'm using there, the little Brentner. Oh, that's the point. I don't know if Mamadou's still out there. Oh, heck. Fudge. Mamadou, if you're still out there, I wanted to show you something about the trailers that you've got back from me. Obviously, it will be under my category. So, this trailer here can be reconfigured if you're interested. Obviously, you can have the two different extensions, plus obviously that bale trailer, and obviously that is set up to pick up bales, pallets, and stuff as well. Obviously, the main reason I sent it over to Mamadou is obviously with her pink colorings, should we say, you can make it as pink or as whatever color you wanted. So yeah, so obviously it is just a quick edit to the base game one, but yeah. Just so you are aware, you can make it pink. The only thing I can't get yet is that part colorable. But yeah, if you wanted to use it, you're more than welcome to. But this is actually one of the trailers I would recommend for anybody just starting out in the game, because not only obviously you got your flatbed version for putting your bales on and pallets and stuff, but also you can reconfigure it when it's not being used for bales and pallets. Is obviously a tipper for unloading your harvester, and obviously you do have the extension as well. Even the base game one is exactly set up the same. So if I actually come into here under trailers, that's kind of why I chose this one. Now obviously you do have to be, oh wrong one, it's the bigger one, be very good with reversing with these, because obviously that pivot on the front is a little bit tricky. But yeah, even the base game one is set up exactly the same. Obviously, the only difference is it doesn't have the same color options as the one that I've done. And no, it's not on my Trello, I don't think. I don't think I've ever actually put it up there. I should do, I suppose. But yeah, obviously, if you've got universal autoload scripts, it does become autoloadable even with the base game one as well, just so you are aware. And the nice thing is, obviously, with the way this trailer is as well, it does have the hitch on the back, so you could run multiples of these linked together to make life that little bit easier. So you could even just set up a couple as a bale trailer, maybe a couple with the extended version for unloading your harvesters as well, rather than having 100 different trailers. So yeah. Obviously the other two that I've put in my little pack that I sent to Mamadou is this trailer here. Obviously it's exactly the same, but obviously with the color options and maybe slightly higher capacity. And the same with this one. And I really like this one actually. This is one I've been using quite a bit. Obviously, it's a tall one, but you can reconfigure it as well for spreading your manure. So not only can you unload your harvesters with it, you can also spread manure on your fields and such when you get to that point. But yeah, I don't know. I might put it up. I do like you guys. Don't guilt trip me. I just thought that, well, there's so many trailers and stuff out there already. Why put another one out there? And Mr. Amethyst Neon, thank you for the resub for 12 months. Much, much appreciated. And how you doing, buddy? But yeah, I basically went through and added on the same color options and stuff to each of them that I could. And thank God you did that. I can never spell your name right. Let's do it that way. And if you guys are not following Amethyst Neon yet, click on that link, give him a follow. Obviously, he is a member of the SGA. He's been around for quite a while, but recently took it up streaming. Obviously, he was streaming a little bit of SnowRunner the other day, but he's been doing a lot of ATS as well. Who knows what else he's going to do in the future. And you're very, very welcome. You're doing okay? Good. Hopefully, you're not getting hit by any snow yet up there in Canada. But yeah, so just a quick one regarding that trailer. So I might as well put it up on my trailer, hadn't I, for you guys, if you were interested. So obviously it's using the same option on each, or most of them anyway, is what BDB SSB added in a little while ago. Obviously you do have your different configurations. Obviously, what you could do also is edit if you wanted a little bit better capacities. You're more than welcome to. I'm not really bothered. But color-wise, obviously, you've got your standard paint, your chrome, your steel, plastic, and metallic. They're going to be your material options. So if I go into metallic for that, obviously, you've got your colors, which are all going to be your base game ones. Let's go with a bit of purple this time to give you an idea. So that looks quite nice, actually. So obviously, that is going to be the metallic version. You got a plastic, which is kind of a bit more in line with the base game stuff. You got a steel version, which is quite nice as well. That purple is really nice actually. A chrome version, so it goes really quite dark, but you can just about make out the color. It's not the greatest of lightings in obviously the shop here, but it's pretty good. And then obviously painted steel as well. And obviously what I did do with the rims, because obviously they can't have the same configuration option, unfortunately. There is matching material types in here as well. So obviously, for example, with stainless steel, you could have stainless steel, chrome, you could have the same chrome, and so on and so forth. Now, one thing I will mention as well with this, with every configuration, it will auto-load. So in the same way the half pipe trailer that I did for doing the rocks, you could technically use this as well. I've never actually tested it using the rocks and the gems. But if you have it with the sides on, you could technically pick up your trash bags, your rocks, your gems as well. It's a possibility. If anybody does try it, you're more than welcome to. And then obviously the same thing with this one. This has your different capacity options there. Obviously it's just one capacity for both standard or the manure side. Same again, so you got your different material effects. We'll go with a bit of, let's go with pink this time, just to show the pink off. That looks quite nice. So you got your pink there, your steel and all that, and then obviously you're matching rims if you wanted to. So yeah, the only problem is I don't think you can actually hook on another trailer to these ones, that one or that one. I think actually, if I remember rightly, yeah, you can hook a trailer onto the back. So what you could do is maybe have one of these set up and then have a couple of these on behind it if you really wanted to. It's an option. Look at that for timing. Cool. And it looks like my auto drive dude is stopped. Why is he stopped for? But he's full. Maybe actually, this one thing I haven't tested yet is that unload trigger. That's right, because the douchebag's in the way. Alright. Unhook you. You're interested, are you? Okay. Okay, so what I'll probably do is pop. Actually, I wonder if I've still got that on my Google Drive. I could whack that up for you guys quickly. Right, nope. I want sugarcane storage. While that's doing that, let me upload that to my media file then for you guys. I don't think it's up here yet. 1922 mods. Yeah, I could put it on my normal mods, couldn't I? Brenner. Nope, okay. Obviously, this can be, those trailers can also be used on any map as well, guys, but you do need obviously the Universal Auto Drive mod from the in-game mod hub or GitHub to use it. So on desktop, PV Canyon Crossing, and Brentner Pack BAM is what it's going to be called. Begin upload. Da 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 da. And verifying. Copy that link. Right, here you go. So I can put it in chat for you guys. Hopefully that's got the right link. There you go. Grab it now while you can. Or forever hold your peace. Obviously what I'll do is I'll add that to my Trello later on, guys. But yeah, it's a really nice, obviously you can even have it as chrome or stainless steel on the side there as well. Obviously I use this mainly for like the animals. Obviously I've got a flatbed version over there next to my ammo trailer for transporting the, I think you can get about 2, maybe 3 or 4 pallets on there. It's not bad actually. But obviously being a small trailer it's only going to have a limited size. You made an affiliate. Oh Jesus! Wow! Holy heck! Well done, Mr. Neon. Sweet. Sorry, I did see it and then sort of overlooked it. Oh, I'm sorry. But yeah, that is absolutely great. Well done. Actually, it's to be honest, it's quite easy. But yeah, well done. How you doing there, Don B? How's the fishing going today? But yeah, pretty much when I started, this is the only trailers I was really using to start off with for unloading harvesters and moving stuff around. This one right here, no, that is the Brentner that I was showing off. It looks very similar, doesn't it? Because obviously the stainless steel sort of chrome effect on it. But nope, that is literally my little trailer there. So it's this one right here that I'm using. Obviously it's with the higher configuration like that. Body, I think I've set it to chrome. Actually, I think, yeah, the only thing is you don't actually see very well the chrome in store, even on any map really. It just sort of looks a little bit weird, but yeah, there we go. So something like that. Yeah, that's literally what I'm using currently. But yeah, like I mentioned, on each of the configurations you can auto-load. You can see right there, it states auto-load configuration there. Same with the lower version and obviously the flatbed version. And once again, you can obviously hook up multiples of these together. It's really kind of cool. And you didn't unload. Why didn't you unload? Oh, I swear this guy is going to do my head in. Let's see what's going on. It might be that it's not detecting the trigger when it's hitting it, so I did notice that with the sugar beets actually the other day. So let's try that one more time. Bring you around. You're gone there. Obviously set it to the storage. Obviously hard with my streaming schedule. Yeah. But yeah, actually it wasn't too bad. It was that a couple of months and you were an affiliate, so yeah, well done. You got confused. Actually, yeah, it is very, very similar to the back sound of that the grape trailer. Actually, to be honest, I mentioned the other day when I was going through where is it, grape stuff. I'm really quite liking the bigger one. Is it the bigger one? Which one is it? Is it this one then, maybe? Yeah, this one, the medium-sized one. Obviously, they've got different configurations, but you can also have a lovely cover on the top of it. Doesn't that look quite sweet? I like it. I wouldn't mind actually doing an edit on one of these, where it's got some bigger capacities. The only thing I'm not sure about is how it's going to run on the field and stuff. But yeah, obviously you can have a ladder on the front or not. Obviously that cover. I want to give it a try. I think I might do that actually. Grab it from the in-game and maybe have a little play. See what Dave did to um, the other trailers. Right, let me see this a sec. Yeah, that's what it is. It's not. I don't think it's quite detecting. Let's put that onto the left side. We'll bring you, scoot that out just a fraction more. There's that. Without screwing it up too much. Oh, there we go. Excuse me. Right, I want the storage, not the field yet. And I'm pretty sure that was the sugarcane one. Sugarcane, yeah. I still got 1,000,000 litres in there from the last harvest I did. Holy cripes. Stop, 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 stop. Why didn't you detect that? Do I need to bring that out a bit further? That's a weird old trigger. It's like half a mile away, so let's come back around and reset that one up. Right, so so that's the other one. It's almost like the trigger's moved. Okay, yeah, so that needs to definitely come back a lot further. So, can I delete that? Yes, good. Bring you forward a little bit more to there. Sugar, cane, storage. That should be better now. I wonder. Logistics unloading. Oh, cripes. Helps if you change it. Right, sugarcane, and I'll read chat in just a sec. There it is. Oh, fun and games, guys. Fun and games, this part is. Right. Let's bring you back around. Obviously, once you get it all set up, it makes life so much easier. It's just all that first faffing around is the nightmare. Let's try that. Sugarcane storage. I didn't break it, Grits Fran. I didn't. I just didn't quite have the pin set up far enough along. That's all it was. Let's see. So it should. Yeah, it's still not quite getting it. Okay. Interesting. See, the trigger's right there. Why are you not blinking getting it? I may have to redo that path and just have it brought out a little bit more. Strange, I don't know. I'll figure it out. And how are you doing, Neil's Chip, I think that is? Welcome in, buddy. Hopefully I didn't butcher your name too badly. I am really terrible with names, but yeah, how are you doing, sir? Right. See, the other option, I wonder. Actually, at some point I do need to get in and do some sugar beet cuts. See, the other option I was thinking maybe is just unloading it into another trailer. but it'd have to have a high-ish capacity. Oh well, I'm sure he'll be fine. I'm sure he'll be fine. Right, here we go. Welcome back there, Ghost DK. Actually, I'm just about to go take a quick break, because I do need to get a top up and stretch my legs. So if I put you on here for now, you can watch this guy. Let's get rid of that auto drive menu for the minute. But yeah, I'm going to take a couple of minutes break, grab a fresh drink, stretch my legs, have a bit of a bio break, shall we say, as well. And yeah, I'll be back in a couple of minutes, guys. But Mr. Matt is still here, so you might hear him every now and again.
Not likely. I'm on mute most of the time.
Sorry about that. I am back. Sorry. Excuse me. I just noticed Mr. Wheels has gone live. Well, kind of curious what he was playing. There's a little bit of
City Skylines,
City
it looks
Skylines
like.
2, yeah. So I'm going to have his stream up on mute. Got Mr. Darius Frost as well in a little screen so they get their viewer count going. So there we go. That's fine. Let me just sort that out so it's a little bit better looking. There we go. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Cool. Right then. So, yeah, I really need to figure out that auto drive part down here. It's not quite right. So maybe once he unloads next, I will jump in and redo those points. Maybe that they're just set a little bit too close. So, it is what it is. Anyway, so I was doing the grapes, wasn't I? And there we go. So let's get this done and out of the way. And obviously, if you are doing the grapes this way, obviously, as you can see, you can just about get away with having one on the front, one on the back, when obviously doing the pruning, which makes life a lot easier. I do know on the in-game mod hub there is, I think it's the in-game mod hub, if I remember right seeing it, there is a double one. Basically like it, but you have to add in a second one onto the rear piece type thing, so you have one either side. It's kind of a weird setup. I have tried it previously, had a few issues keeping it lined up properly, but having one on the front, one on the back, just seems to work perfectly for me. So yeah, actually, while I think about it, let me come in here a sec. It was the medium one that, okay. Something that I'll probably do a little later on. Let's see, data. Let me right click you, folder. Ba -ba 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 -ba. Where's that folder opened? Open. Oh, there we are. Actually, I might as well show, because something I don't do often is modding on the stream. I might show this actually. It's going to be a little bit tricky. Let me minimize that. Minimize that. Actually, no, because I need that one for the moment. Actually, yeah. Let me go to the desktop a sec and sort out my phone so I can see what's going on. Let me ping that across to the other screen, so hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Let me bring OBS back up so I can see that. Yep, cool. Right, so if any guys are actually interested in any form of modding, let me just stop my little tractor there a minute. So if, say for instance, you find something in-game that you want to make a mod of, so for example, this trailer here is what I'm thinking of. Now obviously this is the one that has obviously the ladder and the cover. So what you'd need to do is try and find this within the base game, okay? So let me put that over there a sec. Now, first thing what you're going to need to do is create a new folder. So let me delete this and start again. So right click, and obviously depending on how yours shows up, it might be a bit different. It might be more like this. But go to new and create a new folder on your desktop. Name it whatever you want. So for example, I'm going to call this FS22 underscore vineyard trailer, and I'll put underscore bam so I know it's my one. Then what you want to do is go to your whatever driver your game is on. So for me, obviously it's going to be C drive, program file times 86. Look for Farm Sim FS or Farm Sim 2022 should say. Then go to data. Then all you need to do is go to vehicles. Now obviously this is going to have all of the base game brands in here. Now obviously the one we're looking for is the Furman trailers. So Furman right there. And also we want the LWS1200, which is going to be this one right here. Now obviously if you're going to make any edits to the actual i3D, that's a little bit more tricky. But what you'd need to basically do is have that, along with this document here and the image. So basically those four right there. That's basically what I would do. Obviously I'm not going to make any edits, so the only thing I want out of here is the XML and the image. So I'm just going to select both of those. So all I do is click on the one, hold down the control key, left control key, and then clicked on the image. And then all I'm doing is Control C for Charlie to copy them. Go to that folder that you created and then do Control V for Victor and paste copies into that new folder. So if I change that, you'll see that they're matching exactly what those look like. So we can close that base game one down because we don't need that anymore. From there, what you will need is a mod description from a mod. So what you can do, any of your mods that you've currently got, I'm just going to take one from the Heinz factory here and make a bit of an edit. So we're going to highlight that. So I'm going to do Control C to copy it, that mod script, and I'm going to paste it into the new folder. Also, I'm going to edit it shortly. So let me highlight that. So let me do that one first. So open it up in Notepad, Notepad++. Obviously, depending on what you've got there already, you may have more or less in here. Obviously, what I want to do is just remove, unfortunately, Mr. Dashnet, I'm sorry, you've got to have to go, bye-bye. Obviously, I'm just going to call it Billy Alpaca. Let me close all those other ones as well while I'm at it. No, I don't want to make any edits of that, so that's fine. Obviously, currently we're on was it game version 77? Obviously, a lot of the factories and stuff that I'm doing at the minute, I've been setting it to 75. So it's entirely up to you. Obviously, version number. Now, Giants tend to have a set way of having it set up. So it's usually like 1.0.0.0, for example. I know some people will put the date in there or something like that. So, for example, 01.11.23, obviously that's how the UK set it up, then do maybe 01 for example, or 2 or 3 or 4. Obviously this last bit would be like the edit number, so the date it was created and that bit, yeah, but Giants do prefer just having it 1.0.0.0 or 1.2.3, whatever. Anyway, from that, what I'm going to actually just do is remove that because I can't speak Danish or Dutch or anything like that. Obviously, title, that is going to be the name of the mod when it comes into the game. So this is going to be Vineyard Trailer. And obviously I'm going to put my BAM on there just so I know it's me. Obviously in here is where you can actually put a description. So this is going to, I'm just going to put edited version of base game trailer with capacity options. And obviously, oops, do it that way, capacity options. Something just really simple, just to give a rough description. Obviously, I do know people really go into a lot of depth and detail in this, but yeah, for this it's just going to be a simple edit. Now obviously the icon is going to be the next thing that you're going to need to add in. So if I actually do a split screen, one with the folder there, one with the mod script. So obviously we're going to be using this as not only the mod image but also the store image. So I'm just going to right click that and copy the name and then paste it into that little line there. So obviously when this loads into the game, it's going to be using this image to show, obviously like I said, the mod image and the store image. Now obviously if you're creating a new mod, one thing you will probably definitely need to add in is this part right here, multiplayer support equals true. If you're running on a server or something like that, you will need that line in the mod script for it to work on a server. Excuse me. if it's not there, it won't show up. Now, obviously, I don't need translations and all this stuff here for now, so let's get rid of that. Ba-ba-da-ba-bam. Obviously, I am going to need at least one of these store XMLs left. Now, obviously, with this is going to be the mod XML name. So just right-click that again. We're going to rename it, or well, actually, just going to copy the name into there, and then on the rest of this doesn't need to be here because it's not a factory, so that can all go bye-bye. And that's literally all you need in your mod description. Obviously, if you have multiple trailers, make sure just to add a new line. So just copy that, drop it down, and then paste another one in there, and do for every single one that you add in. But obviously I'm only doing the one today, so that's fine. So once you've done that, just hit save. One sec, guys, I need to cough. Right, I just wanted to see something as well. I've got an idea of how Dave did it, but I want to double check. Ba-ba-da-ba-dum. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? There. And that one is the. Oh, okay. Where? What one's that then? I'm trying to figure out what he did. Orchard stuff in it. Orchard equipment. Yeah, if you're ever unsure about how something's brought in or modded, have a look at what's currently already been made. So that's BV Canyon Crossing mods. Okay. So that's actually within the map somewhere. Where is it? Trailer, there it is. Okay, so this is obviously the one that Dave's edited to do the additional crops. I just wanted to make sure that it is set up the way I'm thinking it is, and fill types, grapes, colors. Okay, so yeah, that's fine. That is fine. So yeah, so that's the mod script done. So from there, what you want to then do is open up the XML for the trailer or whatever you're editing. So the first thing that I will be doing is putting BAM at the top there. Obviously, you could actually go through, highlight that, rename it completely different if you wanted to. Obviously, because we're obviously going to be using the image within the folder instead of the base game one, so obviously this is actually calling the base game one. Just highlight that first section and delete it, and just make sure that that is matching in the same as that one. So storage trailer 12,000 L. Yeah, so that's correct. Now obviously we're going to be using the base game i3D, so yeah, we just need to leave that alone. Obviously, if you were going to edit the i3D itself, all you'd need to do then is sort of delete that section and just keep that because it'll call it from the folder. Obviously, for now, we're just going to leave it calling it from the base game. So you need to have that $data vehicle pathing set up. Right, so scrolling on down, this is what I want right here. So fill unit configurations, and obviously that's under the fill unit section. Now this is actually what controls your capacities. As you can see here, it's already kind of set up for you to be able to do a quick copy and paste and duplicate it and add in additional capacities. And there goes Matt again. So to do this, to add in multiple capacity options, all you literally do is take that first configuration line there that has the name, configuration, default and all that, just highlight it and take it down to that low fill type unit configuration. Basically highlight all that, then do Control C or copy. Obviously I do it with the keys, it's a lot easier. I know Dave and a few other people when doing it, they'll come in here, right click, they'll do copy, then drop it down a couple of lines, and then right click again, and then paste. And what you can do is multiples of them as much as you want. So obviously if I do, say 3 for example for now, that's a good start. So obviously I'm going to leave that right there because obviously that's going to be the default name. Obviously what you could always do is just remove that first little part of that line and set it to default or default as the name, price 0. You don't, if you want to, you can actually remove that completely. Doesn't have to be there. So obviously we are going to be changing this. I just want to cheat a little bit actually, so I don't get the spellings wrong. Where are you? Where are you? There. I'm just going to take this section right here. I'm going to copy that into that same trailer, so fill types. I'm going to highlight that, like that, which is really simple. Now obviously you will need to change the name on each of these configurations. So obviously the first one is going to be the default, which is going to be 1200 liters. So you could do default extension, for example, as a name. So put that there actually. That's not bad. Default extension. Obviously, if you wanted to, you could put a little price in there. If you want to, I'll put say 1,000. That's not bad. Now, obviously, this is where it can get really tricky. Obviously, the higher the capacity, the more problems base game you'll have when pulling it. But there is something you can add in afterwards to basically remove the weight. So what we could technically do is put, say, double the original capacity. So do say 24, for example. I think the trailer would probably pull that at 24,000, maybe. Obviously, what you could do is take it into the game, test it. If it doesn't pull it, what you could always do is come back out and edit it a little bit more. But what you can do, if you click just after it, obviously make the little space there, first of all. Then do update, all in lowercase, mass with a capital M, equal sign, then do your open speech, and then put in false, F-A-L-S-E, and then close speech. Now usually I always put a little space at the end, so it looks something like that. So update mass equals false. So you've probably heard a lot of people say, oh, add in update mass equals false. That is basically what it is. What it basically does is takes that 24,000 capacity, removes it from the trailer, so you don't actually get the strain and the stress on your vehicles and equipment. Obviously, when you say, for instance, obviously a lot of my stuff I've got is 250,000. When you get that high, you definitely need that update mass equals false in there. Obviously, I'm not going to set it that high. I might go. I'm trying to think how much I had off for the last lot. So if I do say 100,000, I think that's just over what I had grape-wise the last time. Obviously, because you're getting higher and higher and higher with capacities, what you'd need to do is make sure that that update mass equals false is set to each of those lines. You could actually technically add it in there as well. But obviously, base game, that has already been tested. It works fine, so I'm not even going to worry about that one. But obviously, you will need to obviously go in and edit that third capacity if you've added a third capacity. And I'm just going to call that, I'll just do unrealistic or unreal capacity. Right, that's pretty much it set up. The only one other thing I would recommend you doing, because obviously you're up in the capacities here, is if you actually scroll down to where is it? Right here. So the dischargeable, almost scroll right past it there. Now this is actually going to tell you how much it unloads at. Basically, so right here you got your empty speed. So currently it's set to 860 liters a minute or a second, whatever it is. Can I remember if it's? I think it's a second. Now, one thing to bear in mind when you're changing this, do not go any higher than what the lowest capacity is. So obviously, if you say, for instance, put it to 13,000, so on the unload there, you're going to have issues. It's going to throw a lot of warnings, a lot of errors. Now, obviously, because that's a 12,000 litre capacity right there. What I'd probably do is just set it to maybe 10,000 liters per second, and that would just unload enough for it not to freak out in game. So yeah, from there it's pretty much straightforward. All you have to do is then save and exit. One thing you could do if you really want to is increase these so they last a little bit longer. I don't tend to worry about it, to be honest. You can actually go in further and edit a little bit more if you really wanted to, but that's something for another day. But that's literally that. So that's adding in additional capacities. Oh, yeah, that'd be fine. Sorry, I was just reading that there a sec. So yeah, that's basically allowing you to create a mod from something base game, and obviously making it your own, and then obviously having the ability to have multiple capacities if you want. I don't know if you've noticed a lot of the trailers I put out there, I'll have multiple capacities on most of them, and that's literally all I do is how to set them up. It is that simple. Obviously, I've just saved that, so I can actually close that now. I can close that one because that's the one that Dave done. And obviously you do obviously need to have the mod script all set up, which it is. So from there, that is literally it. That's literally all you need within that mod. Simple and easy. Obviously it's going to be reading, obviously the XML is going to be reading from the image. Obviously the mod description is going to be reading, obviously that is the mod image. And obviously it's going to read from there. So obviously from there, just all you then do is drag and drop it in. Keep it unzipped for the minute. I would recommend that. Just keep it unzipped for the minute in case you need to make any further edits in game. But just take that, drop it into your folder that you're going to be running out of. So mine is going to be my Canyon Crossing. Now if I bring back Farm Sim a sec, I can show you that being sorted out. So let me just do a quick save. We'll come back here. Hopefully I can save. Oh yeah, save. It's a little bit funny on my screen at the minute, as you can see. Obviously where I've tabbed it across, it always brings up this little white line. It's annoying, but it's a pain. No worries there, Vortex. But yeah, it's very rarely I ever do modding. But yeah, I thought I might as well do a little bit to show you guys literally how I do. And obviously you can do the same thing with vehicles. Or any, well, actually, that's more set up for more trailers and combines and such. When it comes to things like your engines, setups, and brake force, it is a little bit more technical. So I'd look at maybe loading up or having a look in the XML of a vehicle that's already set up with a high horsepower, and maybe just copying that, playing it around. But yeah, it does get a bit tricky at times. Right, I'm probably going to have to close this down fully once this reloads. And how are you doing there, Mr. Aussie Kanga? Speak of the devil. Oh, heck. We were talking about you earlier. Let me sort that window out. Right, let's close this a sec and reload. So then should be back to my full screen. But yeah, I literally started out like you, Vortex, and probably a lot of people actually, just editing capacities, stuff like that. I actually watched, I think it was a DJ Goham video in 19, and he actually showed how to take, basically what I've just done is take something from base game, put it into, and make it into a mod of its own. So I'm going to load this up on its own on Elm Creek. So let me deselect all them. So I need to find, so it's probably going to be under V near the end. Obviously I don't need to add anything else. Obviously I'm looking for that trailer. It's here somewhere. UVVV. So there is. So there's obviously Vineyard Trailer BAM version 1.0.0.0. But yeah, I would recommend loading up onto a base game map or a map that will accept those additional crops. Actually, that's what I should really do is load up the PB map, because obviously it's got the coffee and all that in there. So we'll deselect that. We'll come into U. Why did that move? That's my other one. I think that's the only thing. I'm going to need to select all of them actually. Otherwise I might get a lot of errors. So let's get this loading up, because obviously the coffee's on there. Obviously, if I load it onto Elm Creek, it's not got a coffee, it's caused an issue. So we'll do it this way. Just means it's going to load a little bit slower. Obviously, one thing to do is obviously get your dev control or console set up. Obviously, hit the tilde key to show your log. Obviously, that is going to show any warnings and errors that may occur. Obviously, I'm quite confident that should go through fine. But occasionally I do make oopses. Let's sort my windows out again, because I don't think I'm going to be coming back out. But yeah, that should technically load in pretty easy. So yeah, rare to see Billy break a mod live. Ha! Actually, I was making a mod, Mr. Kanga. But yeah, how are you? You good? All good. Early start today. Okay, cool. But yeah, good to see you. Rarely ever get to see you over here. You do basic capacities, but not multiples. Yep. And yep. Now, obviously, yeah, that's one thing as well. When you are loading up this map, there is obviously the warnings on Alcoa. All that is some two of the shape files within the i3D are a little bit bigger than the Giants recommend. I do know that Shy Wizard was looking into making an edit of that, so it actually reduces the poly count or whatever it was on there. So yeah, hopefully that will get sorted out at some point. And oh, what's this? Warning: the player style was invalid and has been replaced by the default. Oh, that's interesting. Interesting. No, I don't want to be one. I'll just be that for a minute. What's missing then? Why is that changed? Oh, I know. Obviously, pain in the bum, auto drive at times. Right, so what I can actually do now, obviously, where I've just set that up quickly, obviously that's still going to be under the grape stuff. Obviously, I'm going to have to scroll across it, and it's right there. And obviously, as you can see, it should accept grapes, olives, and coffee. And obviously, if I come into here, obviously, you've still got the ladder configuration set up there. Same with the cover, which is base game. There's no edits there. But obviously now you will have that additional line for the capacities. Obviously at the minute you got 12,000 litre capacity on the base default. Default extension obviously doubles it to 24. And then obviously the Unreal capacity is 100. So that's literally all you have to do. And that's the same thing that I've done with most of my trailers. So if I actually come into here, for example, actually I could do it on here as well. Obviously this is the first spreader that's on my Trello. Obviously it'll do your lime, your solid fertilizer, manure as well, guys, if you are running manure, as well as compost. So if I actually come back and show you, so you got your, see, it has compost, it has manure in there, you can use lime and obviously the fertilizer. Obviously base game, that is just a fert spreader. It's a nice easy one. Obviously I haven't changed the size on the work width or anything like that. Obviously the speed's been upped a little bit. But capacity wise, same again. Obviously I've got an extension 1, 2, 3 and so on. You could literally have multiple capacities if you wanted to. Now obviously you can go in and add color options as well. That's probably something that's going to be for another day, because obviously I do want to get on and do some farming. But that just gives you an idea on how to at least get started on creating a mod of your own. As you can see, there is the base game one. Obviously it only does grapes. Obviously this is the one I've done, and obviously it's now got between 12 and 100,000 litre capacity there. And obviously we'll do obviously those 3 crops, which is kind of cool. Now, obviously if you wanted to test it, just obviously load it up. Also keep an eye on your log for any errors or warnings when you're going through these edits. So as you can see, there's nothing coming up. So if I go with the Unreal, I'm just going to release that just to check those capacities. It should be fine. I'm not seeing any issues with it, to be honest. Let's get our tractor, just hook onto it. We'll release that as well. And the nice thing is I do have Easy Dev Tool enabled as well on here. So that should be the unreal capacity. So if I hit the old F12, and if I come into the vehicle one, obviously right there we've got grapes showing fill to 100,000 litres. Perfect. Olives and coffee. So click that on coffee, and there we go. 100,000 litres of coffee in the trailer. That's very cool. I like that. I'm kind of curious what that pipe is on the back, though. I'm guessing that's where it unloads. Do I have enough to do it? No, I don't. Gotta cheat something in a minute. Storage. I don't have a coffee storage. Oh man, why didn't anybody tell me? Tier 2 or 333 in it for the coffee. Coffee factory. So a quick test just to make sure this trailer unloads as well. We'll use the coffee factory that's in the pack. And while I'm at it, buildings. Is it silos? I think it was silos I put it in. Too many. Yeah, so there's the grape one. We'll test it on that, and obviously the olives. Hey there, Surfing. How's it going, bud? Not too bad here. Just doing a little bit of modding. But yeah, if you're ever interested in obviously adding color options as well, one nice thing you could do is have a look in a current. Where the heck's the trigger? It's there, isn't it? Mod that's all set up. There's also videos on on YouTube and such. Oh, I know why it's not showing because I don't own that area. So let's come in here a sec. Where's the map? Overall there. X. Obviously, let's purchase that. There we go. And unload. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. Now, why couldn't Dev use that one, eh? Oh, that is so much cooler than side tipping and stuff. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Oh, I definitely like that. I'm going to be using that now. So yeah, the coffee works for definite. I'm easily pleased as well by the way. So this is going to be the grape one. So we'll come back in. We'll just fill that up with some grapes. Oh, one sec, guys. Oh, sorry about that. My wife's on a video call to one of her sons. They want to say hi, so yeah. So anyway, so quick test on this. So grapes, to make sure that works as well. Obviously it fills up, it unloads. That's good. Obviously, Rusty Nail. This is a trailer I've literally just modded, and as you can see, it is unloading at a decent pace as well. Obviously, where it is 100,000 litres, it is perfect. So the last one is obviously going to be the olives. And obviously, I'll just pop this into there as well. And how you doing, Liam Perry, Farmer Life 1? How you doing, sir? Welcome in. So yeah, that definitely works perfectly fine. Obviously there's no errors, no warnings from that trailer. Now, if you wanted to take it a step further, I don't know if I want to show it, but I might do. Not too bad, how are you? I'm not doing too bad, I'm glad you're doing pretty good. Not yet, I've literally only just made it. I'm still editing it, Rusty now. So one thing you can do further with that is, let me grab that again. So this is that folder that I just created a little while ago. Now there is something you can do, and what I could do is upload the additional files to my Trello or to my Google Drive or something for you guys to try out as well. You can actually add your own category into the game the same way. Obviously, if you load up any of my mods, it all goes to the BAM or Billy Alpaca modding category. That is a pretty easy thing to do. Let me just open up one of my other mods. So what you would need, no, it's not that one. Cedar, we'll go with that one. So one thing you would need, first of all, is an image for whatever you're going to use to show your category. I really got an error on the square bill hemp 2020. Looks like someone forgot to rename the square bill hemp. Okay, I will have to check that. Later on. Let's see, square bill. So square hemp 2020. Okay, I will check that and probably maybe do an update for that later. Right, what you will, so just going back, so obviously first thing is you need your own image to go show in game. So obviously this is my current one. It's obviously the BAM image. Isn't that beautiful? The second thing is you're going to need a special scripting for it. Obviously, one thing you're going to need is an add store category and a change mod title. I always use both of these. I don't know why I do, but I do. Alright, so I'm just going to load this up first of all. This is the current one that's set up. It shows a little bit more detail on what you need, but you're more than welcome to look at any of my current mods and have a look at it. So what I want to do is move this to other view so I can see it side by side on what you need to add. So the first thing is you're going to need to add this right here. So the change mod title, and obviously this part here is what you want to change. So obviously you could put it whatever you call it. So like say for instance if it was Ghost DK, you could put Ghost DK underscore 74 there or something similar. Obviously I'm going to need that. I'm going to need these additional bits, the extra source files lines. So we're going to copy that from there and we're going to drop that into here. Just going to make an extra line there like that. Obviously this is the that vineyard trailer that I was just doing. Now the only other thing I do need is this 3 lines here for the new category to be added, and obviously that goes under the store item line just there. So let me close that now. So that is literally what you want to add in for adding a new category within the game. So obviously if Dave was to add it, he'd do something very similar within the map. Obviously you are going to need to obviously change the name there, and obviously it's going to need to be edited there and there to all match in. Obviously you could change it if you wanted to. Obviously you will need to add in your own image name here, and also this part right here where it says type equals vehicles. What you can actually do with that is change it to vehicles or tool or whichever category you wanted to within the game. Obviously, I always just add to vehicle. It just makes life so much easier. But you could change it to tool if you wanted to. Now, from there, obviously, just hit the save game. The next thing what you want to do is load up that XML that you just created. Now you're going to have to change one other thing within the XML, and I'm obviously, as you can see right here, this is the one that's already set up. Under the category, you need to change it so it matches in with whatever your modding name's going to be, for example. So in here, it'll be this right here. So the Billy Alpaca modding for me. So I'm just going to highlight that, copy it, and then under here where it says category, obviously currently it shows as grape tools. Just highlight it, hit the old V key, and replace it with whatever you're currently naming yourself as a modder. You could call it Vortexes mods if you wanted to, Ghost DK mods, whatever. Put it in, that's where it needs to go. And then all you literally do is save that, and then that's it. Make sure that your mod script is saved with obviously those new edits, which it is. And after that, you're done. Now, obviously, one thing you could do, go that little bit further, which I am going to just load this up. I'm going to grab that off of there, just so it's the one that I've edited. We'll put that somewhere about there. Actually, no, I'm going to delete that off a sec. Let me highlight all that. And I'm just going to centralize that image a little bit more and put that in just there. Obviously, you don't have to go into all this detail if you don't want to, but just make sure to save it. Or is it BC2 linear DTX3? You don't need to add any bitmaps or anything like that. It's a clear image on the back, so you don't have to worry about that. And that's it, set up. Done. We'll close that. Obviously, as you can see, the image has been updated. And then all you literally do is put that back in your folder, or if it's already in the folder, you just drop it back in like that. Load up the game. And we'll do a quick test on the Elm Creek map. Actually, I can probably load up my save game actually with that, and it'll work perfectly fine. Obviously, if you want to color configurations, the way I was basically shown by DJ Goham on his little video, which I will quickly show you. Just make sure I select that trailer quickly. It's here somewhere. VVV. It'll be under V, won't it? So after the harvesters. I got too many right there, so we'll make sure that's selected. Obviously, if you do any edits, what you can do if you're releasing it, obviously just edit it, say 0.1 at the end, which I might do later. I don't know. Let's see. Now the way DJ Goham showed me, so if you load up your vehicle's XML stuff, so come in here, so choose a vehicle that has, or an implement that has color configurations. The one that I can think of straight off the top of my head is the man truck. So if we come down to man, and obviously we want the, can I remember what the name is it? That one? Yeah, so this one right here, so this, the TGS 18500, that's one. So if we open that XML, and if we actually scroll down to the bottom, just above where the i3D mapping is, you'll see this part right here. So this part here, so the base material, that is basically calling the i3D the specific parts that become colorable. What you can actually do with that is take the information and create a configuration setup, and that's what they've already done in here to show you. So if you're making a trailer, for example, that wants to be that you want colorable, just basically copy this into your whatever it is you're doing. So if I actually, what I'll do, I'm just going to create another folder temporarily, and I'm going to take that trailer. See, it's currently loading up. I wouldn't recommend editing it currently, but I've got a little folder here that I'm going to just do a quick edit. I'm just going to open that up. We're going to scroll down to the bottom. So same thing again. So there is your base materials for that trailer. Obviously at the minute it doesn't have any color options on there. But obviously if we were to take that from that trailer, we'll copy that. We're going to make a little bit of an edit to that in a second. But we're going to paste that underneath. Right, the first thing is you could take the price off if you wanted to. This right here, I would always recommend to leave it to be set to true, because what that will do is it will allow you to use any base game colors that usually show up in store. Now, obviously, what you can also do as well is set up the color index to read a specific color when it loads into the game. Obviously, this is just set up to go for color option 0, which would be the main old green, which is set up right here. Right, let me just double check something before I go too far. Let me come into here a sec. Da, 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 da. And we'll open that one up. Now, I always have them sort of side by side on different monitors just so I don't mess things up. Right, so once you've got that, okay, so in here, so the color part, what you want to do is take this base color that they're using, we're going to copy that and replace that original man color that we just had there and set that right there. Obviously, you don't really need obviously this name there, so what you can do is highlight it and delete it, or you can actually give it a specific name for you. Obviously, this is going to load in black, but what you can do is, and I don't think I've actually got it in that mod, no I don't, you can actually set it to have a specific color material when it comes in, so but that's something a little bit more complicated. Oh no, I don't want to close that. Bugger. I'll put that back there a second. So anyway, going back to this, so obviously we're only going to need one line, so we can actually delete that for this particular exercise, but obviously if it has multiples of these shader parameters, you're going to need one setup for each of them if you wanted to, but you can also do a design configuration or material configuration with this as well to add in that second color option. Now with this, obviously I'm only going to need the one, so we'll just do that one line. Now obviously as in here you've got your name, so that is going to be the material name that is pulling from the mat up here. So this is going to be the trailer 1200 L config 1 underscore mat. So what you want to do is copy that and paste it into the name right there. Actually, that's wrong. Hang on. That doesn't look right to me. Hang on. Oh, no, it is right. Okay. Yeah, that is right. Sorry, my bad. I thought I was going mental there for a second. Right, the shader parameter is obviously going to need to be called from here. So obviously it should match. Obviously this is color mat 0, and obviously I don't need to worry about editing. But if it may have a 1 on the end, 2, 3, you need to make sure that it all sets up correctly. Now obviously, how you doing Viking streaming? Now like I said, if for example, let me just do a quick tweak to this. So say for instance we had 3 of these, or 4 of these even set up. With 1, 2, and 3, for example, what you would need to do is then set up an individual line for each of these lines at the top here. So you'd end up having 4 all set up, and obviously make sure that this then changes so it's color map 0, 1, 2, 3 with each of these to allow those color options to come in within the game. But obviously that's gone a little bit further. But what I can actually show you is this right here. Obviously this is the fert maker, not the fert spreader that I was showing a minute ago. As you can see, this has multiple lines in it. Now obviously what I have done is I've literally copied the same information there down below, and for some reason I actually changed that to a 1 instead of a 0. I don't know why. That needs an edit. But yeah, so that's literally what you need to do is set up, copy that line, duplicate it 2, 3, 4 times depending on how many is up here, and do it that way. Once you've done that, that is literally all you need to do for adding your color 1 option. There is a color 2 option out there as well. Oh, that's why I'm just look. I just realized. Yeah, so on here, obviously you got 0, 0, and you got 1 and 1. Obviously 0, 0, 1, 1. So you've got two different color options. Now, obviously, where this is set up with the second color option, this is what you could actually do: is take the design material configuration, copy that from another mod, and obviously, if this had additional colors, for example, you could do it exactly the same. Let me just delete that a sec. Just put it under where your base materials are, right there. Set it up the exact same way with the additional colors. So if I show you this, so for example, each color line is 0, and obviously each of those is 1. Just set one up for each of them, and obviously that is using the same config up the top, the name there, and then obviously that second one is taking it from the second material there. Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. I'm not sure, it might do. If you do get stuck, it's just have a look at that. You can figure it out quite easily, or have a look on YouTube. But yeah, that is literally how you add in one, not only one but two. But what you can actually do with the base material color, you can actually add, I think it's multiples of them as well, if I remember rightly. But obviously I only need the one, so I can actually delete that. And yeah, that is literally adding in color. Obviously, just to run through, so take it from a mod that you already know. So obviously, for example, this is using the in-game man truck. Obviously, just copy that base material configuration right there, paste it in under where the base material is, so you get a base material configuration set up. Obviously, you can change your price if you wanted to. Obviously, make sure that is set to user default color true, and obviously index color is going to be running, basically pulling that color there from the in-game. So obviously when this loads in, it'll basically be a black color, which is kind of weird considering it looks more metallic to me, but it is what it is. After that, obviously the only thing you need to then do is edit your material name right there, so it matches with the first line. Obviously, like I said, if you've got multiples of these, you will need to set up a configuration for each of those, or you can actually add it into one. And obviously make sure that the shader parameter is matching what it is just there. Simple, innit? Once you've done that, it's a start. Obviously, one thing I would recommend is BDB SSB is actually set up this a different way as well for the material effects to be added in. Obviously, that goes into a little more depth and is a lot more complicated to get set up. But to give you an idea, if I actually load up those trailers, the BAMs, if I can find it in my mod folder, that one, and we'll choose, oh, which one are you? I think it's that one. We'll go with this one first of all, and we'll scroll down. Right, there's the configurations. So here we go. So this is where it is. So this is where it gets a little bit more complicated, and this is obviously adding in the material effects. So for those who've been stuck around for a little while, obviously with a lot of the mods I'm putting out, I'm adding in all these material effects and stuff. Obviously previously, if you were to do it, you'd have to list every single color, add in the material number. It gets really, really complicated. Kind of like this one right here, for example. You'd literally have about 100,000 different lines with a different color set up, with the material, different effect. Oh, it's a right nightmare. What you can actually now do is can create a configuration set for your materials. It makes life so much easier. So here, for example, here you go. This is how it used to look with some of this. Is obviously for your rim effects. That is a lot of lines to be added in for each your configuration set. So imagine your base material effects would have all of them. If you had a second color option in there, you'd have the design materials set up as well with all of the same ones. And obviously in game you have a big huge palette. It gets very, very hard and obviously lengthy as well. So obviously BDB went through and set it this way up, and it actually is so much easier. You can actually select whether you want a paint material, a chrome, a steel, a plastic, or metallic, metal, metallic, whatever. obviously there's a whole list that you could actually technically use. Obviously these are the ones that I set up. Obviously index 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going from there, what he did is this part right here, and that allows you to then add in those colors to your base game colors. But yeah, obviously you got your design that needs to be set up first as well. Obviously it's going to be using the default colors, and obviously you can actually rename this if you wanted to as well. For example, I just named it body color. And obviously that is going to be pulling from your base materials. So obviously you've got your name right there, and it's going to be the color mat 2, which is obviously that green color. So that's what it's going to load in as. Obviously then adding in the base material configurations like this, it's going to allow you to then choose between the metallic, the steel, the plastic and stuff. And obviously it's going to use that material number. It's really kind of cool, a little bit complicated, but once you've done it a few times it does get so much easier, and I would recommend going over to BDB SSB on his YouTube and watching the video that he did on setting this up. He also links, I'm pretty sure it's still there, but he's linked in I think it was actually a first spreader he was using as to test this on. He actually gives it out to you guys as well in a link in his video, so you can actually basically copy and tweak it as much as you want. But yeah, that is gone a little bit more in depth, but it's so much easier. Exactly, and obviously if you haven't seen that, actually yeah, here you go. So I've got the game up, or it should be up now. So if I could just go into the game, and obviously having all those different lines in the XML, if we're coming to, I think it's this one. So obviously this is what it basically adds, is this here, these 3 new lines. So obviously you got your body color, so this is going to be your painted steel, your chrome, your steel, plastic and metal and all that. But then obviously that design where it says using the default colors, that's what this palette is. This is the default colors that the game loads in on. So obviously you can choose any of those, add in, I prefer maybe a blue for this time I think. Obviously then you can have your chrome, your stainless steel, your metallic, whichever option. It makes life so much simpler. Obviously sometimes it'll come up here, sometimes it won't. It depends on how it gets set up in the XML. But then obviously that's what it used to look like, and obviously now, obviously this is for the rims. Obviously you still have to set up the rims the same way with the long list, adding all these individual ones in, because he hasn't been able to figure out a second ring configuration setup. He's trying, he really is trying to figure these things out. I've asked him a couple of times about it, but yeah, he's not been able to sort that out yet. But yeah, it makes life so much easier. So obviously it'll either load in like looking like that, or if I actually come into, I'm sure I had it on something else and it came in a different way. It was more of a selection at the top here. I can't remember which one it was now. But yeah, was it that one? Wheel capacity? Nope. I'm sure I had something else there that had the. Oh heck! Let me see something. Let me see something. Is it that one maybe? Yeah, there. So it'll see, as you can see, I knew I had it somewhere else set up slightly different. So obviously this is the PV trailer. If you're any of you guys are interested as well, it's the one that has all the different decals on. Obviously this is set up kind of the same way, but as you can see, it actually shows slightly different. So the configuration, you can actually cycle through that way instead. It's something to do with a trailer that already has the configurations set in the XML. You have to sort of slightly do it differently with this. So yeah, obviously that's another way, but obviously you've got all your base game colours there that you can choose from. Obviously you've got your painted steel, chrome, in exactly the same way. You can cycle through, and obviously you do have your rim colours to match in as well. So yeah, if you ever do get stuck, have a look at either this tanker or any of my other mods that have a configuration set up. So yeah, and obviously if you do have any issues, let me know. But yeah, I would definitely recommend going over and checking out BDB SSB as well. Now, obviously, I was going to have a quick look. Now, obviously, that last little edit was adding into the category, so it should technically, that little vineyard trailer should now show up in within my mods. Now, if I remember rightly, it should be right at the end because it always loads in last. Yeah, right there it is. So obviously, you come in there. Obviously, the image is there. There's no errors. Obviously, we do have obviously a ladder there. The cover is still there. Obviously, your different capacities. And yeah, and also you could then go in and add color options. I don't know what that'd be like with different color options actually. Did I save that? I don't think I did, so nope. Just close you. That's fine, that's fine. Should we do a quick restart and actually see if this makes a difference? So obviously this would allow it to add in those base colors only. Let me open that up a minute. That, and we'll close you. We'll just take that into there. We're going to replace that file. Now, obviously, remember, guys, currently there's no color options on there. The only additional thing that was added is the capacities. So if I crash that a minute, do Alt F4, and we'll go back to the main screen desktop, and we'll reload that. Obviously, the only problem is with a big map, it kind of gets a bit slow. Now, obviously, if we load that back in, that should now show those base game color palettes that we can choose from. Obviously, then going into the further editing, you could add in the material colors if you want to. And yeah, that's where it gets real funky. I'll have to actually find that video for you guys because it's really kind of cool. Right, so make sure it is selected. So there's that. While that's loading up quickly, actually I'll go over to the FS screen. There we go. And let me find that video sec. Social media, YouTube, BDB SSB. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I'm hoping he's still got it up there. Video playlist. Please say he's still got it there. Yep, right there. Okay, found it.
If you're over 45, don't even...
Oh, hang on. Right. Let me share. Copy that. So for anybody interested in actually seeing it being done by BDB SSB, there is the link. Obviously, what you can actually do is maybe go through it slowly, like a little bit at a time, but it shows everything that basically I've just covered there, and maybe a little bit more actually. He's probably a lot better at explaining these things than I am, but yeah, this is why I don't usually do modding during my streams, but I thought why not today, for at least once. Might as well do it. So there we go. Let's close that. There's that. There's that. We can close you. You don't need to be on there. There. But yeah, it's really kind of nice seeing BDB SSB actually doing the modding as well, because obviously he does spend a lot of time trying to figure these things out. And like I mentioned earlier, obviously he was working on a forage harvester for harvesting cotton. Obviously I trust my work, so hopefully, fingers crossed, if I bring this up and load that back in, it should be error and warning free. And obviously Mr. Viking is doing well, and I'm doing pretty good as well there, Mr. Viking. Thank you very much. I did see your comment. I am sorry. But yeah, hopefully you're going to have some good news soon, if not already. Come on. This is the only bit that does seem to take forever. Obviously, the longer um, you've been on the map, obviously it does take longer to load up as well. Obviously, this is why obviously Dave and myself have been focusing on trying to find a ways around having so many factories and storages on the map. Obviously, Dave's mentioned about obviously factories condensing like the two oil factories into one. Obviously, that was done and already been brought out. One thing I was considering is whether or not to look into a larger flour factory. I know a few people have mentioned that it just doesn't seem to be keeping up with Heartland Breads. I've not had an issue yet myself personally, but there's a possibility with maybe a future update or the next map that there's going to be a bigger flour. Don't hold me, don't say, oh, Billy said it's coming. Otherwise, I will slap you guys silly. But yeah, there is that option. I've already got the model converted to 22. I just need to quickly do the XML stuff and test it and set up the triggers. But yeah, so for example, so let's come back in. Let's just see what that looks like. Obviously, that trailer one more time in here. So obviously, previously it was only the capacity configurations added. Now, obviously, as you can see, there is another line now being added. So if we come into here and I click on pink, obviously that is going to change that. Obviously, to get this part to change, that's going to need a little bit more editing of the XML, but that gives you an idea of what at least to do to at least make a start on adding color configurations. Actually, I could go through, I don't know if that but yeah, well, that's all your base game stuff. So you got your Massey Ferguson, your case. If you really wanted, you could even add it in as green and have a John Deere effect on there. I'd have to have a look at that particular trailer to see how it sets up in the i3D. I might be able to add in a color option on that as well. But obviously you could add to the rim configuration as well. Just have a look at any of my mods. They pretty much set up already for a rim configuration. And yeah, but that's not bad actually. Just for a quick little play. So, it's not bad. But yeah, what I'll probably have to do is I'll have a look and see if I can get it color optionable on the actual tank part itself. If not, I'll just put it out as it is without any color options. But yeah, you'll have definitely the configuration there. So that's kind of cool. But I'll let you know in the next stream. Right, so one sec. I'm being bugged again. Sorry, one of the cats wanted a bit of affection. Bless her cotton socks. And right, so let's get this going. Otherwise, these fields are never going to get finished. And let's see you. So, Mr. Viking. Well, I don't know. Is it good news? But I'm hoping to have surgery on my shoulder. So I'm waiting for the letter from the hospital with the day of the surgery. Oh, blimey. Yeah. I don't know. Unfortunately, that is unfortunately one of those things that happens when you have a injury in it. But yeah, hopefully it gets sorted out pretty quickly for you, Mr. Viking. Oh, helps if I hit the right keys. There we go. But yeah, I would just say take it nice and easy until you can get an operation. Hopefully it won't be too long actually. I don't know what they're like over there, but over here you're looking at maybe a couple of months wait, depending on the extent of the damage to the shoulder and stuff. But yeah, no worries, sir. Right, let's get in here. We'll get you back set up to carry on unloading, and we'll just stick you on. You will fill back up in just a minute, hopefully. Oh, he's gonna go to the start point. Right, so that's that. So I was actually doing this one here. Okay, cool. Turn them back on. And also I'm using guidance steering, so we'll get this set back up. And, oh, there we go. Cool. Get rid of that. Right, so that's pretty much that. But yeah, obviously this video will be going live as soon as I finish streaming, so if anybody did want to go through it at least and maybe rewatch it, obviously it'll be up on Twitch for the next few weeks, and also upload it to my YouTube channel. Hopefully it does at least help some people, not only to be able to do a simple edit of an in-game piece of equipment and make it a mod, but add in obviously the capacity configurations and possibly even those color options as well, at least to get started. So I hope it helps it. But obviously there is other people out there who are a lot better than me at explaining a lot of this stuff. I do try, but yeah, you are definitely welcome to at least give it a try. I always say, if you don't try yourself, you never know. But obviously there is a lot of people out there who have already figured out how to make obviously simple edits as mods. Obviously that's one thing you could try as well, is just download a mod from the in-game mod hub, have a little play with that, add in different capacities and such like that. But yeah, no worries. No worries at all. Oh, actually one thing as well, while I remember, before I freaking forget, there is one other thing, is if you're editing a harvester, for example, there's something else what you can do to make it that goes a little bit faster. Now, if I come into, say, for instance, one of my combines that I did, let's see. Heck, what's it called? The ideal, innit? Where is it? Ideal, Massey Ferguson, Bam Baylor. Let's look at the ideal. So if you're editing a combine to go faster, obviously you don't actually edit the combine to harvest faster. What you want to do is edit the actual header itself. Now obviously this is the one I think is on my Trello, the ideal harvester. What you would actually do is, if you just scroll down here and have a look at it near the top, you should see this line that says speed limit value equals and then a number. Obviously that number is 30 currently in this header, and that is 30 kilometers per hour. Normally base game you're looking at around about 8 or 9, I think it is, kilometers an hour, maybe a bit more. If you actually edit that will actually allow it to work faster. So a little hint for you guys. I don't think I actually made much of a edit on the engine in here, but if you want your vehicle to go faster along the road, for example, what you would need to do is scroll down to the motor configuration, and it is somewhere down here. So right, hang on. Right, this part here. Now, depending on how it's set up in the XML, it might be slightly different for you guys, but it's usually looking something like this. Now, obviously, this is the base game one. I think I've added in. I don't think I added. Did I add it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've added in these 3 configurations from another harvester XML. And literally, what you would need to do is actually find the right documents, because I'm not going to tell you what to do without knowing 100%. But if I remember rightly, you have to divide something as silly like divide the torque scale by a number, and then that will work out your horsepower. But what you obviously, where you increase your speed at the top, you can also do it down here. So obviously in here where it says max forward speed, if you wanted to test out the maximum of the base game speed, set that to say like 100 or 200, something that's unrealistic, and then take it into the game, see how far it will go. Now obviously what you would need not only is to edit that bit obviously I've got mine set to 50. That's the ideal in-game harvester that I edited. You'd also need to change this up here at the top. It actually has a line as well that says max speed 50, and this is for the combine. You'd need to make sure to edit that as well to match what it is further down. I always do both of them. Some people just say do one or the other. I always do both just on the safe side. I've never had an issue when testing. I think I actually loaded this in game when I was creating it to about 100. It took up to about 51, 52, and I always just set it a few below, so obviously that's why it's set to 50. But if you wanted to take an in-game harvester, you could literally do that, just up that speed to whatever you wanted to. Obviously, like I said before, what you can do is look at some of the vehicles that are set up already with more configuration, and that'll give you an idea on what to edit here. In addition, obviously, with this particular harvester, I have actually gone in, as you can see. Actually, I don't think I did it with this. Oh, I did here. I have added in additional extensions. It's slightly bit more tricky with this one to figure out where it needs to go, but if you wanted to look at it, you can obviously look at this as well. You literally, all you have to do is copy that little section right there, for example, copy and paste it below, edit the capacity, add the update mass equals false if you wanted to. Obviously I did anyway. Obviously, once again, you would need to scroll down to the discharge area and look for the empty speed. Which should be somewhere down here. Pipe discharge, there it is. So there's your discharge. Obviously, I've set mine to 20,000 for this, so it unloads pretty quickly. And then, obviously, I haven't really messed around with any of these others. I know somebody has asked me if I can make it color optional. I could, looking at that already, add those colors in. Depending on how it loads in game is how effective that would be, though. Obviously, that's the interior mat. Where is that coming from? Out of interest. That's interesting. Interior vis. Is that going to be linked down here then? Okay, so that's pulling it straight from the i3D mapping. Yeah, I'd obviously have to look into it a little bit more in depth to actually get the actual vehicle itself color optionable, but it's a possibility. Base material configuration. Yeah, I could add in a base material configuration for each different option. I'll have to look into it and see for whoever it was that asked about that. So yeah, simples. I wonder if I still got that document thinking about it on my Google Drive. Let me see something, because there is an actual document set up that tells a little bit more in depth about that. If not, it's probably on BDB SSB's Discord. No, I don't. Dang it. Dang it. I used to have oh, I wonder, hang on. I used to actually have an XML, and I'm going to crash into that in a sec. And it actually explained a little bit more in depth about, obviously, those motor configurations and what to edit and such. But yeah, I haven't got it anymore, unfortunately. Dang it. Which is a pain, but I do know on YouTube there is a lot of videos out there that actually explain in a little bit more detail. So YouTube is your bestest friend, that is for sure, for finding out information on modding. Just maybe put in FS or say Farm Sim 22 motor configuration editing or something like that, and you should get at least something a hit on that. But yeah, anyway guys, it is time for me to actually jump off. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing for most of you guys. But yeah, I'm hoping it did help some people to at least figure out and how to also make your own mod from a base game piece of equipment or whatever trailer, and actually have a edit on the capacities and stuff. Now then, what I am going to do is go over to my ending screen. I'm going to be obviously carrying on obviously with that harvesting. So you're not looking at a blank screen. Let me get the credits rolling. Hopefully they're going to work this time. There we go. Cool. So obviously a big huge thank you to Mr. Amethyst Neon for the resub, Mr. Grits Fan for the raid earlier on, thank you as well, and obviously to Mrs. Sims YouTube. I've actually figured it out that time. Mrs. Sims YouTube or YT. Thank you very much for the follow as well. Much appreciated, and obviously a big huge thank you to all you guys for coming out and sticking with me. Much appreciated. So obviously we do need to find somebody streaming out there. Obviously I do know that Mr. Darius Frost has been going for quite a while doing some Ark Ascended if you're interested. Mr. Wheels is still currently doing some City Skylines 2. Now I've got 2 options for Farm Sim. That's terrible.
This map.
Oh, let me close that. Yep, mute that one. And we'll mute you. So we have Mr. Brewcrew 304, obviously a member of the SGA, currently playing on the map. It looks like he's doing a little bit of forestry actually at the minute. Which I because obviously he's only got 1 viewer, I'd probably go with him. But the other option is Mr. Jababo, guys. Obviously he's got quite a high viewer count. I'd rather support the ones that's got maybe the lesser view counts at the minute. But let me do. Oh, D-R-E-I-U-S. Let's go over Frost. I'm going to put a shout out to all the members that are currently live. So there's one for obviously Mr. Darius Frost. So if you want to go over and check out some Ark Ascended, you're more than welcome to. What does that look right? Okay, that should be fine. Obviously, there is Mr. Wheels. He's currently streaming, obviously, City Skylines, like I mentioned. There's Mr. Jababo. Obviously, he has taken a bit of a time off, and he's sort of slowly getting back into farming simulator at the minute. You're more than welcome to go over and check him out. But yeah, we are going to be going over to see Mr. Brewcrew today, actually. 304. It's not often I see him actually live, so I might as well give him some love. Obviously, like I said, he's only got 1 person there, so why not? So let's see, Grew 304. There you are on my list. So we'll get this raid started. So the last thing I'll have to say is obviously come with this. Let's go show them some SGA love, guys. Obviously, you're more than welcome to go over to Darius, to Wheels, Mr. Jababo, or anybody else you want to. Obviously, big thanks to everyone for coming out. Obviously, one thing as well, quickly, if you're in the UK, stay safe over the next couple of days with the storm. I know a lot of the area where I am is being shut down, places are being closed, so stay safe, guys. And obviously, if you're around the world getting hit by storms or anything, bad weather, please just stay safe. And yeah, obviously, I will be back again on Friday. Obviously, if Dave goes live later, make sure to check him out. I don't know what he'll be doing, if he's even streaming. We will have to wait and see. But until Friday, guys, have a great rest of your day. And obviously, I will look into those other mods and see if I can get fixes if they need to be fixed. But till next time, guys, later.